Good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Green River, Wyoming, where we get set for this one between the Jackson Broncs and the Green River Wolves. It's senior night here in Green River, and Jackson would love to play spoiler. For Jackson Hole Radio, I'm Jake Nichols alongside Kimmy K. Morton on the camera on the stats, color, the whole biz. And tonight's action brought to you by our friends at Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store, Town Square Inns of Jackson Hole, Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites. Great Northern Coffee, their old world roasting style makes all the difference. Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe. Well, settle in and welcome to Green River. We'll try to get you all the action 3 different ways, of course, on our YouTube channel, Jackson Hole Radio. Just dial that up on YouTube, and you'll go to our channel. The only live stream right now is this one. Can't miss it. If you want audio only or if you're too mobile for the video, we get it. KZ95.live, live streaming to the world, audio only. And maybe you're home in Jackson and just driving around and you got a radio. One of those old-fashioned devices, 95.3 FM, KZ95.
Is it old-fashioned if there's equipped in every car?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, all
Why
cars.
is that? I mean, this is the same reason a gas engine is in every car and not electric. It's the old school's just hanging on. There's probably a strong radio lobbyist that makes sure every car has a radio. I don't know who that would be. Is that WAM? Wyoming Association of Broadcast, or WAB? Maybe. They're out there lobbying, make sure every new Ford is equipped
having a
with
radio
a radio.
in your house is old-fashioned, but in
True.
the car, they're all equipped.
Yeah, that's a good question. We should ponder that after the bigger question. Who's going to win tonight's game?
Well, of course, I'm going to say the Jackson Hole Bronx.
Yeah, Jackson Bronx, Green River. Bronx come in, of course, on a one-game winning streak last week, that double overtime thriller. And we all let out a collective exhale. Oh, my
I
goodness.
loved it. That last play was either a win, go home for Evanston with a win, or go home lost. Glad they went home losing.
We talked to head coach David White about that game and whether he's gotten his pulse back to, 70 beats a minute or something. We'll talk with the head coach later. We'll do a little close examination of these two teams and some of the things the Bronx need to do to secure a victory here in Green River. The one-game win streak. Jackson's now even up overall, 3-3. Is the record, 1-1 in conference. Green River is 1-5 overalls, 0-2 in conference, still looking for their conference win, but Jackson's still looking for their first win on the road, something they've been unable to do. If you're ranking the teams out of 37 Wyoming teams, Jackson is ranked number 5, whatever that's worth, and Green River is ranked number 27 out of 37 overall teams in Wyoming. Jackson, we'll take a look at the offense, defense, but let's just say this one thing, and then we'll move to our first commercial break. Jackson all-time between Green River and Evanston holds the edge. 8 wins in 13 meetings between these two teams. Jackson's won the last 4 straight dating back to 2018, and that's a streak they would love to continue going. We'll be right back with more on the pregame show on the home of the Bronx, Jackson Hole Radio and KZ95.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
Fine and DeWalt, Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000. Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000, 733-6000.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Well, from our vantage point here in the broadcast booth, I got us right in front of the Green River Marching Band, which I like.
It's going to make it a little loud.
It's going to make it real. Let's turn on the mic out there. You can just hear them dropping their drums in place. All these high school kids, when you don't own your instruments, you just like drop the drum here. Yeah, it's going to be loud right in front, but I like it. It'll bring a real high school festive atmosphere.
Yep, those people at home will feel like they're right here at the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It will feel like you're right here. And if you want to watch, we got a pretty good picture here, good vantage point. We're happy with it. Here's the matchup between these two teams. And, on paper, it's a game that Jackson maybe wants to take lightly. But here's a couple of red flags. Whenever you play an emotional game like last week, Kimmy, that double overtime win, it's hard to then, a week later, get up for another game. You spend a lot of emotional capital in a game like that. And to get on a bus and get out here and find more emotion to beat Green River is not easy, even though Green River is certainly the bottom feeder here in the 3A West, still winless in conference, 1-5 overall, but still a dangerous team here senior night. And it just feels like they're setting a trap for us. You got to be careful. This team, I will tell you, this team runs the ball pretty well, and Jackson does not defend the run very well. Jackson offensively scoring about 23.5 points per game, 293 total yards. That puts them right square in the middle of the pack. Out of 12 teams in the 3A, they're ranked number 6th offensively, ranked 11th defensively, giving up 29 points a game and 361 yards a game. A majority of that on the rush. This Jackson Bronx team surrenders 231 yards rushing to opponents, and that puts them dead last out of 12 teams in the 3A. Meanwhile, Green River runs the ball pretty well. Of all the things they do statistically for a team that's in last place, they're kind of middle of the pack with their numbers, ranked 8 and 9 for offense, defense, passing, but they're ranked number 4 overall for running the ball against a team that doesn't defend the run very well. They average 187 yards rushing per game, and the guy who's going to do the majority of the running is usually Bracken Miller, so you want to keep an eye on him for Green River. And we'll also probably see plenty of Jackson Mitchell. So this team, I don't like that matchup.
I was going to say, when I'm looking at the board there, number 4 for them, and our defense number 12 out of 12. Not so good.
Yeah, so can the Bronx defense step up? They certainly did in that double overtime win. In fact, we talked a little to Coach White about that close game and how the defense saved the day. But first, let's look overall on what does a win like that do? You had a 13-0 lead at the half, 20-0 lead early in the third, and you watched it all disappear. Big Mo swung Evanston's way.
Big swing.
Big time, and Jackson could not buy a point for about 20 minutes in that second half, and yet they responded in overtime when I didn't know if there was anything left in that team. And 2 one-yard touchdown runs by Owen Jansen when you really, really, really had to have them.
Wow. They showed up when we needed it.
Big time. Those are real character builders for a team. They're going to teach you more than a 40-0 loss or a 40-0 win, for that matter. When you win by 1 point in overtime, that really it's a teaching moment. It's really good for the kids, for athletes and the team. Not so great for coaches, though. It'll drive them, it'll gray them early. Here's what Coach White had to say about playing double overtime game.
It was great for the kids to experience it just like anything, because you want to learn something whether you win or lose each game as you go into the next one, because you really don't want to be the team that beats everybody every time or gets beat every time. We blew people out. We've got blown out. We had a tough game against Douglas, and then we got one in overtime. All that gives people gray hair, or in my case, lose my hair. You know what I mean? And I mean, we could have put them away, and we just did it. And they did a good job coming back. But again, I told the guys, fundamentally and technically, technique-wise, we keep grading out a C every week, just average. We just got to push through a lot of the fundamentals, because we can't keep getting down to the 20-yard line and not score. If that feels 80 yards long, then we really truly put them away. But they kind of slowly got back to us, and then the penalty after the kickoff, that wasn't a situation. Ted Dawson said, "Let's just pooch it." I'm like, "You never pooch it on a penalty like that." And it's like I called it, but we can't give them the ball on the 35-yard line. We just can't. You know what I mean? That gets you. But long story short of it, I think it does. I mean, for a few minutes there, more than that, it was really frustrating. But when it's all said and done, it was a really great learning and competitive nature experience for us to sit there and do that and rally back, especially with the type of kids that we got. So it was good. And now we just got to figure out how to win on the road, which I think these experiences are going to help us for sure.
Yeah, winning on the road, you got to get off the bus. That's going to be one of our keys to the game, find that emotion. But again, going back to last week's double overtime game with Evanston, homecoming for Jackson, and they pulled it out. Not so much secured a win, but escaped with a win, it felt like.
Yeah.
But, yeah, you just felt it turn at the half. And I asked Coach White, is it something they did in the locker room? Did they adjust to something? Is it something we did, adjustment? And he kind of thought it was just a flat-out emotional swing that started to turn that game last week.
I'd be honest, and it's not just me being an offensive guy. I think when the offense sluggish a little bit, the whole team just kind of goes with it. So when he came second half and had a couple miscues, and we gave them ammunition to get excited, that just turns the tables. You know what I mean? It's high school football. Kids can be kids, but for us, we're not that mentally tough when it comes to that. We're just not. You know what I mean? And you try to coach it, you try to emphasize it, but you got to have a breakthrough moment where the team really sees it. But yeah, we just gave up that momentum early from offensive standpoint that leaked into the D and leaked into the whole deal, because then they started running the ball, and their quarterback is a good player. Number 2 is a hell of a player. He's tough. He can run. He throws around, but they didn't do anything different they saw in film. I mean, the double wing it. They didn't do some of the offense that they did in other games. They did all double wing basically unless they want to throw it, and they roll you out. But other than that, they just said, let's go. But they shut us down early in that third quarter offensively, and it kind of gave them, the whole team, juice, and us lack of juice.
Yeah, I did notice that Evanston came out with a look that they didn't show a lot of other teams. That double wing, that bunch package, they were determined to run it on Jackson and did not have success in the first half, but stayed with it. And then Big Mo swung, and all of a sudden it was all Evanston. Jackson couldn't do anything right. And you heard Coach White say, we aren't mentally tough, or we weren't in that second half of that game, because, the kids didn't have anything to lean on when all of a sudden here comes Evanston and panic set in. But I think by the end of that game, surviving that comeback, and then, getting 2 touchdowns in overtime, making the goal line stop, that stuff adds to your mental toughness bank. That pays deposits into mental toughness bank. Here's Coach White taking us through that double overtime, including his decision to give the ball to Evanston first, which was, imagine
that was
this.
A little scary.
If you weren't there last week and you're looking at a team that, it was all Evanston. We hadn't done anything offensively. Yeah. And then here comes overtime, and Coach says, you know what, let's give them the ball.
But that's what you just said. We hadn't been doing anything offensively, but we were doing stuff defensively. So even though they were scoring, our defense was still...
Boy, but that puts pressure on your offense if you just give Evanston the ball and they score. Now, you have a chance to respond, but here's an offense that hasn't scored in 20 minutes, more than that. And so we know how it played out, but here's Coach White taking us through that double OT.
And I said, in this situation, it's going to favor them. A double wing team, 10 yards going in, not like a college from the 25 or NFL. It's going to favor them because they run the ball and they're averaging 4 or 5 yards a pop. So within 2 or 3 plays, they're going to score no matter what you think. You know what I mean? Just because that's just the nature of running the double wing is we got to score to make them stress and hopefully get to the 2-point conversion. I told the coach, if you have a shot, we got to score because they're probably going to go score. This is an advantage to them. It's going to come down to 2-point conversion. That's why when I called timeout on that second overtime, I said, let's just end it right now. They're like, but they get the ball back. So if we miss it, they just score and kick it. It's ball game. I'm like, you know what? Let them be the first guy to do it. Sure enough, they did, and it was just our ends too, because 2 of the big plays, they did the long pass, which was really a screen, and they had 5 linemen 20 yards downfield, and they still counted that 50-yard pass they had. But then the other play, it was just our ends. We just kept coming in, so we made a couple switches at the end, and just stay home, man. Stay home. And sure enough, they did the boot. And between Lucas and Big Caden, there's a heck of a stop there to finish it off,
Yeah, he talked about Caden Lundy make the final hit that stopped Morrow at the goal line, short of the goal line. But I thought it was Jenkins who stayed home and sealed that edge. But he was saying Lucas, so maybe it was Graylin. But either way, it was the defense. The defense nameless. It's all 11 that play the defense, and yeah, they got a big win for that team last week. Now, keep that momentum going. We'll talk keys to the game and some of the things Jackson has to do. We'll talk one more time with Coach White about Green River and problems that they pose for Jackson when we come back. It's all part of the Jackson Bronx pregame show on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
All around the Cowboy State, schools are back in session, and YDOT would like to remind drivers to do their part to make the roads safer. Know where your school zones are in your area and slow down whenever you're nearby. Don't be distracted while driving. This includes talking on the phone and texting. Watch for buses, vans, and cars that are loading or unloading children, and never pass a school bus that has its stop sign arm extended and red lights flashing. Let's work together to make this school year a safe one. This message paid for by YDOT.
Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Back to Green River, Wyoming, awaiting the start of this one. Senior night here in Green River. Is that the same thing as homecoming or not necessarily?
No, it's different. Homecoming's when it's for like the whole school. This is just honoring those seniors who, I don't know if this is their last home game. Usually,
it's got to be.
When I was in high school or anywhere else, it's usually like you do senior night, the last home game, and
right,
it's the last game to play. So knowing that if this is the last home game, these seniors are going to be out here in Green River wanting to play. And
seniors are going to be
take it home,
playing pretty hard. This team hungry for a win. It's been a while. I know. Coming here through the years in Evanston, they've never had a great football program, but one thing they did is
we're in Green River, not Evanston.
I mean. One thing Green River has always done is just play recklessly. And I guess that's how you play when, you're 1-5 and you say, hey, we might get beat, but we're going down swinging. This is a team that's up, whether they're up 20 or down 20, they're still running like flea flickers, and they are going for it, man. So they're not going to lay down, and this crowd's going to be in it, which is one of our keys to the game is keep this crowd quiet, get out, quickly and get some energy going. Let's talk one more time with Coach White, see what he thinks. Doesn't matter what I think we got to do to win the game. It's the head coach who's going to have these kids ready, and here's what he thought Jackson's got to do to secure a victory here in Green River.
Right. No, that's just it, the road warrior mentality. I mean, any program I've been a part of, any team in America, I don't care what level, playing good on the road is important. That's why they have home and away games, and home field advantage is important. So, and how we played the last couple times on the road, again, Teton, struggled, Fremont just kind of being out of the element. And, I did switch some things up. We don't have every JV kid just waiting around and suiting up with us. I only have a few kids who are going to suit up and let the other guys go to the stand. So a little bit more focus on our end, taking care of business, so to speak. You know what I mean? Getting our mind right versus kind of hanging out and me worrying about every dang player. We got to worry about the varsity guys getting ready to win this game. So we kind of changed that last week. So going into this week, we're better prepared in that mindset. So it is. Our big focus is road war. We got to go out and get this win on the road. Next week doesn't mean nothing. Star Valley doesn't mean nothing if we don't go out and take care of business, period. So, but that is the big challenge today. I know it's a little bit of a road trip, but I sent the JV off this morning. A few more extra guys there should be going to JV, which I haven't been doing, so they left. And so we're going to have 30-something guys. We'll have 20-something guys on that bus that is focused up, ready to go. You know what I mean? So, and it's better for us, but we got to go play, man. High school kids on the road, man. We got to make sure the best version shows up. But I think right now we prepared real well the week. A couple injuries we're banged up on, but we were banged up last week and we still rallied. So I think we just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, those injuries include Thomas May. He'll be out again this week. We thought he might be able to go last week, but that's not the case. Thomas May, key two-way player, will be out again this week for this game. Also, Aiden Grayland, that hand, he did have it operated on, and he's not going to be able to go tonight or probably next week. Maybe get him back for the final game, but he would have to, club it up. As Coach White said, he wouldn't be able to use his hand at all. He'd have to put it in a club. So, yeah, a couple of key guys out for Jackson, which also factors into my keys to the game. Let's come back and look at the keys to the game. We'll take one more break. Keys to the game and kickoff coming on the Jackson Bronx pregame show here on Jackson Hole Radio and KZ95.
Hey, sis. Missed you this morning. Kim told me you weren't feeling well, so I'm just doing a self-care check.
Oh, thank you, friend.
How you doing?
Girl, listen, my energy was so low because I didn't eat breakfast when I got up, so I had to miss virtual yoga with y'all.
Trust me, I understand.
But I'm doing much better now that I've eaten, so I'm back on track.
Great. In that case, let's get some steps in tonight. I'll come over and we can walk around the lake.
Sounds good. Appreciate you being in my business, too. Now, let me get in yours. Did you check your blood pressure today?
I did that and my squats, okay?
Okay.
High blood pressure is not going to be my friend if I can help it. See you at 6?
Let's get it. See you then.
Now more than ever, it's important that we protect our hearts and the hearts of those we love. Check in on one another and be a part of a healthy blood pressure movement. Rally your squad to take the online pledge at releasethepressure.org. Brought to you by the Release the Pressure Coalition and the Ad Council.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back to the action, or action coming soon. We're just a few minutes away from kickoff here on senior night, Green River. Jackson Bronx, Green River Wolves getting set to go. Jackson, even on the season, 3-3 overall, 1-1 in conference. Green River, 1 win, 5 losses overall, 0-2 in conference. Keys to the game.
Number one, we got to stop that run.
Stop the run.
Stop the run.
This is not a team that gets a lot of rushing from their quarterback, which has given Jackson problems, so that's good news. Caleb Blake, the quarterback for the Wolves, doesn't run a bunch. He runs enough, though. But number 9, Bracken Miller, if you're watching with us, keep an eye on him. He's their leading rusher. Jackson Gomez going to get plenty of touches as well. And Jackson Mitchell out of the backfield will also do some running. The wideouts are Skylar Lee and Hunter Finley. Those are the weapons available to Caleb Lake, the senior quarterback. So those are the weapons, but mostly the run game. You're right. Jackson has not done a good job stopping the run this season, and Green River has run it pretty well. Second key to the game is get off the bus. Get off the bus with emotion. Take this senior crowd, the senior night, jacked up home crowd, take them out of it, and maybe an early score. And not that you can breathe easy. We saw a 20-point lead fade away quickly.
Just going to say, yeah, we took a shot out of the start last week.
Yeah. So a quick start, at least that'll keep the crowd a little bit quiet. But, yeah, play with some emotion, get off the bus, ready to go, and then finally stay healthy. Already 2 injuries to this team, key injuries. And you'd hate to see more. What happened, boy, if an Owen Jansen, a Seb Brunner went down, it would be – I'm just saying, it would be
let's not even
tough
say it, though.
to come back from something like that. So, yeah, we're just about ready to go. I'm not sure if they had the coin toss or not. We'll be on
They did. I saw them out in the middle of the field. So they already did it, and then they all went off the field again. So.
All right, we'll take one more quick break. We'll come back, and we should have the kickoff ready for you. We are live in Green River as the Bronx and Wolves get set to match up in a good one tonight. We'll also keep an eye on that out-of-town scoreboard. We'll do it all. Stay with us. You're listening and watching Jackson Bronx football on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
At High Country Linen's Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, we've got you covered. We have cleaning supplies for all your needs, like Bona hardwood floor cleaner, brooms and mops, dusters and buffers, Swiffers and brushes, scrubbers and squeegees for every job, Murphy oil, orange oil, and Pledge for your home or office, products from the Clean Environment Company, Envirox, and bathroom cleaners from the Natural House for the safe environmental solution. For dishwashers to laundry, Cascade and Jet Dry, Dawn and Joy, Tide, Arm & Hammer, Shout, Clorox, and Bounce. And get the window cleaning tools the pros use, spray bottles, extended washers, buckets, and squeegees for the cleanest windows. Browse products at highcountrylinen.com or call 739-1311, 739-1311, or drop in at High Country Linen's Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, 335 North Glenwood Street, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and don't forget, we deliver.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of great Northern coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern coffee available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
Here we are live in Green River, just about ready to go. Both teams taking the field now, and the Green River Wolves set to burst through their big helmet out there.
Yeah, I thought I'd have to show that. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That'll be pretty fun.
Here they come. Oh, they're already in there. All right.
They all fit in that helmet. Boy, that had to be cozy in there.
They were in there for a little while, too.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness. Green River's out at midfield, all jacked up for this one, and so are we. This is going to be a fun game.
I see a lot of pink.
Yeah. I do too. October, Breast
Pinktober.
Cancer Awareness Month. A lot of pink going on here in Green River.
Oh, there's a lot of cheerleaders out there, too. It'll be pretty loud on this side.
Once again, Jackson coming in off the win last week at Evanston, riding the one-game win streak for the Green River Wolves. I think they're on a 3-game skid, I believe. 3-game losing streak. They've won just the one game this year, and it was a blowout win over somebody that I can't remember. Out-of-conference team, obviously. Keeping an eye on that out-of-town scoreboard. Big matchup between Cody and Star Valley.
See that? I'm kind of rooting for Star Valley.
Powell's right down the road playing Evanston. Number 3 team Douglas at Riverton, Battle of the East. And let's listen in as the band plays the national anthem. All right. We are ready to go. I like this field. I've always liked this field.
I was noticing, how cool is it? The view last night, last Friday from our stadium on the old side, seeing the mountains and the sunset. On the camera, you might not see it, but seeing the mountains like right out there now. Wow. I mean, only in Wyoming you get a good view while you're watching a good football game.
Beautiful
Friday
place.
night lights.
Yeah. Fireworks going on in the north end of the field as Jackson and Green River out there with their special team units. And we get ready to kick this one off. Thanks for joining us on YouTube. Jackson Hole Radio is our YouTube channel. This game live streaming. Also at kz95.live, live audio. And on KZ95, 95.3 FM. And it looks like the Bronx are set to receive the kick. Back deep, Xander Witt, Sebastian Brunner. And doing the kicking for Green River should be Skylar Lee, if I have it right, but I'm not positive on that. It is not Skylar Lee. It's Lillian Allison, the sophomore, who will do the kicking. Allison has it teed up. He says he's ready. The officials scooting into position. They're ready, and back to receive. Witt standing at his own 6-yard line on the near hash. Far side is Sebastian Brunner, standing at about the 8-yard line, and Green River will huddle it up, and we'll see how they do on special teams. Jackson struggled on the kick coverage for years, it seems, and a couple of times this season they've been victimized, but let's see how Jackson does on the run back. And they're going to onside kick it right off the bat. The ball bobbled momentarily by Jackson, but they do recover, in a nice heads-up play by Jackson's number 30, Noah Cosby, the senior. That was a real tricky play. Right off the bat, an onside kick. You don't see that very often. You certainly think you'll catch a team sleeping. It caught me by surprise.
That's kind of a bold move.
Bold
see if we get the ball right away.
But a good job by Noah Cosby, the senior. He almost bobbled it and then secured the ball. So Jackson in good field position to their own 46-yard line. Jansen sets him up with Jenkins in the backfield behind him. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Snap and the handoff to Jenkins, looking right side. He's got running room, breaks 1 tackle, and now carries the pile across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Jackson Broncs. Good first carry there by Jenkins. Talked about Green River's running game. Bronx looks solid there. Here's Jansen in the gun. Jenkins in motion. They want to hit him in the backfield. Poor pass from Jansen. And Green River believes that was behind the line of scrimmage. You see Coach White on the far side telling Jansen he has got more time to make that throw, number 1. And number 2, you've got to make sure that's a forward pass or that ball is live. So not a good pass and a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and 15 for the Bronx as that ball ended up rolling out of bounds, I believe. But, boy, that was a scary moment. And Jansen had plenty of time and just not a good throw. He really rushed it. Same setup here on the near hash. Snap, Jansen wants to throw. Looks far side, right side. Caught and brought down immediately. Nice catch there. And near the first down stick, Caleb Lund. He'll be short. Lundy about 4. It'll be 3rd and, well, make it 3rd and 3. They spot the ball at the 36-yard line. Have not seen a lot of Caleb Lundy at wide receiver. He plays in the secondary. Pretty big target. I think he's like 6'2".
Yeah, filling in for Thomas May.
Yeah, maybe. Jenkins, nice stutter step, finds the edge, but Jackson's going to get flagged here for a hold, I believe. It's a first down carry for Jenkins down inside the 25, but this one probably coming back. Good job by Jenkins. He made a little move like he was going to cut it back inside. That held up the defenders, and then, yeah, he found a lot of room on the edge, and maybe that room was because of the hold. So Jackson takes 1 step forward, 2 steps back. This drive kind of sputtering forward and back. That ball marked all the way back to the 45-yard line of Green River, where it's 3rd down and 12 for the Bronx. Not a lot of 3rd down 12 plays to draw up, but we'll see if they can at least get a bunch of it here. Xander Witt to the near side of the bottom of your screen. 2 receivers split to the far side. Jenkins in the backfield with Jansen. Shotgun snap, wants Jenkins out of the backfield, and that ball's dropped. And again, a hot to handle, too quick to Jenkins, who was staring back into the sun as well. Almost an impossible catch. There is a flag down, I'm not sure what that is, but that was just not a well-thrown ball from Jansen. Too much on it, too high, and too quick. You got more time there to throw that ball out in the flat. And not sure what the flag is. Who they mark? They're going to throw. They're going to pick it up, or it's something on Jackson declined. I believe, an ineligible receiver downfield, I think. It's declined by Green River. And here comes the punt team. And on to do the punting, Braden Hills. Green River's got one man back, and that's Axel McKinnon. And there's the punt. It's a really good one. McKinnon, fair catch signal, and will make the catch at his own 13-yard line. And that's where Green River will start on their first offensive drive. Bronx looked okay, but the penalty didn't help. And then Jansen, those passes, he's not sharp yet.
Maybe I feel a little sleepy after the car ride, so maybe they still got to wake up a little bit.
I mean, he threw a strike to Caleb Lundy, but those two passes in the flat require finesse. They require touch. When you throw to a running back in the backfield out in the flat, you got to kind of really touch it in there. And Jansen kind of zipped them. They looked like movement on the, there was movement. Yep. Left tackle jumped on Green River. That's going to cost him 5. And it'll be 1st and 15 as the Wolves get walked back to their own 8-yard line now. We don't want to signal out the guy that jumped, but I'm pretty sure it was 74. Gage Findlay. Here comes Green River, 1st and long now. One receiver split left, 2 to the right. Up under center is Caleb Lake in the I formation. The give is off left tackle, and they got about 4 yards before Bracken Miller is wrapped up and pushed back. Well, give him maybe 2, that was all. Out to the 10. It'll be 2nd down and 13 for the Wolves. Good job by the Bronx to bottle up that run. That's Lucas Grayland's side of the ball that they ran on, and Lucas is a pretty stout. He played outside linebacker last year. This year he's at defensive end. Here comes Bracken Miller again. And a little bit more running room this time before he's brought down by Andrew Hanna along with Neild. Now the ball across the 15 to about the 17. They're still well short of a first down, though. They need about 5. And it's 3rd down. No score if you're just joining us. Just underway here in Green River. Jackson had one crack at it. Was able to move the ball a little bit and then ended up having to punt it away. Green River starting deep in their own territory, facing a 3rd and 5 at their own 17-yard line. Caleb Lake up under center. I formation. Miller is the second man through, but Lake wants to throw. He's rolling right. Throws a short floater, and that ball is caught out of the hands of the intended receiver, Hunter Davis, and right into the hands of Jackson Miller. That's not how you draw it up. Sorry, out of the hands of Hunter Finley, rather. Hunter Finley is the #1 target of Caleb Lake. He throws to him 5 times more than he throws to anybody else. That was the guy he wanted. It went off his hands and right into the hands of Jackson Mitchell, who was more than happy to secure that first down catch out to the 32. So a bit of luck of the Irish for the team wearing green. Trips right here, and the handoff is going left side to Bracken Miller, and a nice tackle there. It was Justin Castino, no gain. Miller had some room. If he could beat Castino, he had a lot of room on that left side. But Justin Castino has been the surest Bronx tackler all season long. This is a team that has struggled wrapping people up. Castino has not. He has been a tackling machine. 2nd and 10 for Green River. Bottom of the screen is Nate Mitchell, split way wide to the right. 2 receivers left, and the handoff is to number 10 coming near side. Got a little bit of room. Nice job by Andrew Hanna using his wingspan. Jackson Gomez on the carry. He had blockers, and he had a little bit of a seam, but Hanna just reached out at 6'6" and pulled him down by his shoulder pad. Pickup of 4. It'll still leave 3rd down and 5 for the Wolves. Ball at the Green River 37-yard line. Jackson defense looking pretty good so far against the run. It was that one quirky pass that hurt him. 2 receivers right, 1 left. I formation. Caleb Lake up under center. Hard count, and he might have drawn a Bronx player. I believe he did. we'll see
the
as the
instant replay.
Flags go everywhere. There is a way to do instant replay, but I'm afraid to push the button.
There really is?
Yeah, there really is.
Oh.
It's movement on Green River. So Caleb Lake's hard count victimized his own team, and it was the Wolves that jumped. So now a 3rd and 5 becomes a 3rd and 10. And you would think of passing down here, but this is a team that does not throw the ball terribly well. Caleb Lake throws for about 100 yards a game, the quarterback, and the senior is in the gun here. They're going to probably air it out. Trips right on the short side. Lake wants to throw, has time. Now pocket, steps up, fires, got a man. That'll be a 1st down and more. Nice pass there to Jackson Mitchell right over the middle. It's Mitchell's 2nd catch. This time the pass was intended for him. And Mitchell bowls his way to a 1st down. 5'10", 200-pound senior. And Green River methodically moving the sticks now out to the 48-yard line on a drive that started as far back as their own 8. The offset eye, Caleb Lake under center. The snap, they give it the 2nd man through. Bracken Miller trying to right side this time, and he's got some room across midfield. Castino on the tackle along with Sebastian Brunner down to the Jackson 46. It'll bring up 2nd and a makeable 4 here. Good 1st down run by Miller. Miller's a big guy. 5'10", 210.
He's kind of funny. 5'10", 210.
5'10", 210. He's packing a load. 210-pound guy out of the backfield. That's not fun to tackle him. There's not many players on the Bronx side of the ball that are 210.
Yeah, I was looking
There's
at him.
There's the snap. Lake gives to Gomez, and he tries the right side, and he's stacked up just short of the 1st down. In on the pile is Jenkins along with Neild.
And Wyatt Ross, number 60 out there.
Wyatt Ross, number 60 in there as well. Good job to stop Mitchell short of the 1st down, or Gomez rather. It'll be 3rd and 1 here, 3rd maybe a 2. Offside eye once again. Lake puts a man in motion, and the snap and the give is to Mitchell again, and he is wrapped up. Jenkins with a big hit. On Jackson Gomez, and are there flags down? What's Lake motioning about? He thought there was a flag. No, what a hit by Jenkins, though.
That was a great tackle.
As it looked like Gomez would have enough for a 1st down, but out of nowhere came Jack Jenkins, throws Gomez to the ground, and Green River's not going to chance it here. They're going to punt it. Here's the boot, and it's deep to Brunner. He's just going to walk away from it here, try to get out of the way of this ball. Takes a nice Green River bounce all the way down to the Jackson 9-yard line where the Bronx will start. They'll put it at the 10. So both teams have had a shot at the football. Both teams able to move the ball a little bit. Nobody's put it in the end zone yet. A lot of action between the 20s, as they say in football.
Yeah.
And Coach White in the pregame talked about the Bronx struggles in the red zone. Here comes Jackson, their 2nd time, and now they're pinned deep in their territory. Ball at their own 10-yard line on the far hash. No score with 5:20 to go in the 1st. In the shotgun is Jansen. Jenkins to his right. Fake handoff, option Jansen. He dropped the ball momentarily, now picks it up, puts his head down, and gets about 4. I believe he dropped that ball, and it bounced right back up to him.
I don't know. Replay.
I wanted to.
I'm sorry. I couldn't keep saying that.
I think he dropped it. It was an RPO option kind of play, and Jansen fake handoff to Jenkins, and when he pulled it out of Jenkins' belly, he dropped it. And I think it bounced off the turf and right back up to him. Fortunate bounce. Here's Jansen going to keep it himself off left tackle. The pile helps him move out 1st down easily across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Well, now they're going to mark it all the way back to the 23. They didn't like the pile moving. He was pile surfing for those last 3 yards, and they don't want to count those.
We got a 1st and 10. That's all.
It is a 1st down for the Bronx. Their own 23-yard line. Some breathing room here as Seth Brunner checks out of the lineup for a moment. Xander Witt, far side, right side. Braden Hills in the slot here on the near side, along with Dalton Graham. The snap to Jansen and the give. They got mixed up there, and Jenkins is going to get thrown for a loss. The timing all messed up on that play as Jenkins was going to Jansen's right. The play was designed to go the other way, and by the time those two figured out the handoff, so did the Green River Wolves. They were in the backfield.
That's why we lost a couple yards there.
2nd and 13 coming up for the Bronx, and they're their own worst enemy on that play. Again, it's Hills in the slot, near side, bottom of your screen. Sebastian Brunner to his left. Hanna looks like the guy in the slot on the far side. There's a snap throwing to Brunner. That's that slant. Sebastian Brunner is going to make more out of this as he's across the 45 to the 48-yard line. And that little 6-yard slant play becomes 8 yards when you're Thomas May. It becomes 30 yards when you're Seb Brunner. He really takes off.
I know. I feel like he gets his hands on that ball and just
boom.
He's ready to run back home.
Yeah, nice, safe pass, and you let Sebastian do the yards after catch. Here's an option play. Jansen calls his own number after the fake handoff to Jenkins, and he's got 12 yards across the 40 of Green River, and another Jackson first down. They'll spot this one at the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bronx. They're going no huddle quick here, trying to establish some kind of tempo, some rhythm for the offense. Jansen, shotgun snap, give to Jenkins. No, he's going to keep it himself again. Right side, he is pounded. He picked up 1 yard, but the big hit made there by Jackson Mitchell, 5'10", 200-pound senior, and he flattened Jansen. 2nd and 9. Owen looks okay as he looks to the sidelines to get the play. I don't think Owen ever saw him. Jackson came up from that linebacker spot. Again, Jenkins to the backfield with Jansen. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Snap, Jansen back to throw. Looking near side, fires, wants Brunner on that slant. Got him again. Seth Brunner, he's going to get almost takes it to the house, but he's pulled down. A touchdown saving tackle there by McKinnon, and Brunner's all the way down to the 6-yard line. If not for Axel McKinnon, who was the last man to beat, and he brought down Seb. 1st and goal at the 6 for the Bronx. Big play, that slant pass. Here's Jenkins. No, it's Jansen. Fake handoff right side. Looking to get in, and he is hit hard.
Oh, he made it.
He's in. Touchdown, Jansen. Nice hit there by Nate Mitchell, who made good contact with Jansen, but Owen just had some momentum and carried him right through into the end zone. Touchdown run. 6-yard touchdown run for Jansen. And the Bronx up 6-0. Here comes a PAT from Braden Hills. So Jackson strikes first. And Hill's trying to add to it. He's been money. I don't want to jinx him, but this kid can really kick. Good snap, good hold, and boom. That one's going to land somewhere in Evanston. It's 7-0. Jackson will take the break here. Jackson up 7-zip here early, or midway through the first. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
Jackson Lumber, the board store. Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000. 733-6000.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
2:16 left here in the first quarter. Jackson Bronx up 7-0. An impressive drive that began on their own 10-yard line. They went 90 yards on about 10 what does our statistician say? 90 yards on 10 plays?
Yeah, we were pretty far. We went almost the whole length of the field.
Definitely 90 yards. I don't know how many plays.
Not quite 100 yards.
Two of the big plays, that slant pass to Sebastian Brunner. The first time it was wide open, and Seb made 6 yards into about 30. The second time it was not very open, but Jansen put it right on the money. And here's the kick from Hills, deep and over the head of Axel McKinnon and out of the end zone. And I don't know how many times Hills has done that this season, but it's a lot. They keep track of that, actually. Preps does kickoffs through the end zone. And
he's kicked some field goals. What's his farthest, you know?
Yeah, he's hit a 41, 42-yarder this season. I don't know what his
I guess I should know that as a statistician, huh?
Yeah, that's your job. He hit last week. He hit a 42-yarder. I want to say 41, something like that.
I feel like I should know, but I feel like he could kick a pretty farther one.
Caleb Blake in the shotgun gets the snap. He wants to throw on first down over the middle. Pass caught. Nice job by Xander Witt to grab the jersey and just barely hang on to the receiver, Nate Mitchell. But an easy pitch and catch there for Green River, but Hankey's down. We'll have to see what that is. But so far, Green River, the team is supposed to be able to run the ball, has thrown the ball effectively. And the penalty, they haven't marked anything off. Pickup of 9, by the way, so it'll be 2nd and 1, depending on what the penalty is. They're going to march it off against Jackson.
I thought
That'll give him the first down, and they're going to mark off 10. Is he still going? I'm not sure what the call was. Ball at the at the Green River 44-yard line.
Whoa. I didn't see that either. I just saw him move his hand that way. So
Caleb Blake again in the shotgun. He takes most of his snaps under center, but it looks like a team that says, hey, let's throw the ball. This is working. The give is to Jackson Mitchell, and he is pulled down for a 3-yard loss. I keep wanting to call him Jackson Mitchell. Jackson Gomez. Gomez has had precious little running room there, and that time a 3-yard loss. He was trying to find the left corner and get around the edge. Could not. That's Lucas Grayland's side, and he is difficult to get out around the edge on him. 2nd and 13, 1:22 and counting here in the first. Jackson up 7-0. Lake again in the shotgun, trips right, one receiver to the left. Makes his pre-snap read, and here he goes. Wants to throw. Near side, they set up a screen as he flares it out, but no sail. It's Jenkins right there.
Sub runner alongside.
And he saw the screen to James Hartman. That was Jackson Mitchell. And that play went nowhere. There's a Jackson Mitchell and a Jackson Gomez, and I'm already driving myself crazy. That was Mitchell, and Jenkins was right there. Sebastian Brunner to help out, and that screenplay picked up 3, but not much. It leaves 3rd and 10. The scoreboard's saying 3rd and 5. That's not right. 3rd and 10. Here's Caleb Lake. Handoff, no. He's going to play action, wants to throw, wants it long. Got a man wide open to the middle. Caught and heading to the end zone, and this is going to go for a touchdown. Touchdown pass to Jackson Mitchell, and Caleb Lake to Jackson Mitchell has made it a 7-6 game, and I don't know how Mitchell got that wide open in the middle of the field. Xander Witt is the closest guy to him. That was his man, but Witt was not close enough, and even with Witt's speed, he could not catch Mitchell, who took it to the house. That's a 50-yard touchdown pass. Here's the PAT coming up to try to tie this game. Green River struggled with their point afters. This one is good, and we are knotted at 7. Wow. Well, just like that, waiting for scoring, and with 20 seconds left in the first, we're getting it. 7-7 here in Green River. We'll be right back. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Your home for Jackson Hole High School sports is KZ95. Let's get back to the game.
Well, Jackson defense fell asleep on that one. They've been good against the run, but boy, against the pass, Caleb Lake has had some success, and that was a wide open Jackson Mitchell for the touchdown strike. Chunk yardage. One thing Jackson's been able to stay away from really all season is surrendering chunk plays. If teams have scored, Jackson's made them earn it by multi-play drives. There hasn't been too many big plays like that. That was a big play, as Caleb Lake had plenty of time rolling in the pocket, found Mitchell open in the middle of the field, and Xander Witt just couldn't catch Mitchell in the two-man race to the end zone. Here's the kickoff, Green River line drive. It's going to go right at a Jackson player who muffs it initially and now is driven down hard. That is David Brown, the sophomore, the up back there, who's in there obviously to block for the kick returners, but I think that kick right at him surprised him. Those line drive kicks skip off the artificial turf in a funny way, and he looked up and saw those Wolves coming after him. Jackson will start from their own 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Their last possession, they took at 90 yards for the touchdown, so no problem, right?
No problem at all.
15 seconds to go in the first quarter. This could be the final play. Braden Hills in the near slot here. Dalton Graham to his left. Wide receiver to the far right side, I believe, is Witt. Here's the snap. Jansen gives to Jenkins. Right side. Steps inside the tackle. Now cuts it outside. Breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. Across the 40 to the 45. And he's finally dragged down. That was one of the better runs for Jenkins. That run took all of 12 seconds. He was out there running and running.
I thought he was going to break through and keep going.
Yeah. First down run for Jenkins. And now flags. And they're going to march this one back. Oh, no. So where did the hold take place, if that's what it was?
Replay.
Boy, that's too bad. It is holding on Jackson, and that will erase what was a 26-yard scamper from Jack Jenkins. That's the Jenkins I remember from last year. He didn't get a lot of touches behind Hasenick, but when he did get in there, he had that wiggle ability. Not huge moves, just sort of wiggle, just dip a shoulder, toss a hip this way, and he made guys miss. And that's what I was expecting to see this season. So the first quarter ends, and it looks like Peddley is going to make it 1st and 13 for Jackson. And we'll come back as we're going to switch sides and start the second quarter. 7-7 after 1 here in Green River. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio.
They say the best offense is a good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming roads and highways just as much as on the football field or the basketball court. Your game plan should always include wearing a seatbelt, and that goes for everyone in the vehicle. Check road conditions before you go. Call 511 or download the Y.511 app for road information at your fingertips. Finally, put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. This message brought to you by YDOT.
Live play-by-play coverage of Jackson Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Now once again, our vantage point right behind the band for Green River and right behind the drum section. And these kids having some fun on senior night. Jackson will take over 1st and 10. Now moving left to right on your screen in their road whites trimmed in black and orange. Green River in black with the green helmets. First down pass from Jansen, incomplete, intended for Hills. And it looked like he got contacted early there, but it didn't affect the play. Connor Todd on the coverage. And the pass incomplete just off the hands of Hills. Pass a little bit out in front of him. So 2nd and 13 now for Jackson. Can't afford any mistakes here deep in your own territory. Jansen gets the snap, looking to throw. Far side, wants Brunner, got him. But Seb breaks one tackle and now can't get away from a couple of more guys. It's a pickup of just 3 on the play. And it'll still leave 3rd and long here. 3rd and about 7. For the Bronx, they put the ball at the Jackson 24-yard line. They have to get to the 31. Bronx break the huddle. Witt near side, bottom of your screen with Hills in the slot to his left. Far side is Brunner, who's now in motion. And Jansen snap. Looking to throw. He was eyeing Brunner, but he wasn't open. Now Jansen escapes one tackle. Rolling right. Fires. Picked off. Intercepted, and it was thrown right to Connor Todd. I'm not sure what Jansen saw. I think he was trying to find Brunner, but he was scrambling to his right, threw it right to Connor Todd, who intercepted.
Yeah, I think he was throwing it where he last saw a Bronx player.
Yeah.
And at that point, they had already moved to open themselves up for him.
Tough to throw accurately when you're on the run like that, and that was a costly turnover. The Jackson defense is going to be asked to come up big here. Ball at the 29-yard line of the Bronx. Caleb Lake in the shotgun. The snap of the give is to Bracken Miller straight ahead. He's wrapped right up. Pickup of 2, maybe 3. Get on the tackle first to make contact was Cruz Foray, the 195-pound junior. Wrapped up Miller, but Miller was able to drag him for about 4 yards. It'll be 2nd and 6. 10:40 to go here in the half. Jackson has committed the first turnover of the game. It hasn't cost them yet, but this defense is going to be asked to try to shut down the Wolves here. Again, Caleb Lake in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Hard count, doesn't draw anybody, and the give is to Gomez. Nothing doing. He's buried under a pile of players. Lucas Grayling got in the backfield quickly. But
I think he even lost
getting up
a yard.
off the bottom of the pile was Tate Wiley. Way to go, Tate. Elevated up off the JV team, and he was on the bottom of that stack. He's in there playing kind of a nose guard defensive tackle.
I took that boy to camp once.
He's getting bigger every year.
Yeah, he is.
Caleb Lake under center now in the I formation. The give, no, he wants to keep it and gets hounded by Jenkins. Pass is caught to Mitchell again, and a first down. Clock keeps rolling. Good tackle by Xander Webb, but that play is good to the Jackson 15-yard line, and a nice play-action pass there. And Caleb Lake is developing a little something with Jackson Mitchell right now. We told you coming in, his leading receiver, favorite receiver is Hunter Finley, but Finley has been less of a threat tonight than Jackson Mitchell. He's been all over the field in the I formation. Now a man in motion. Caleb Lake the snap, and he lost the handle. He's going to dive back on it. He'll end up picking up a yard by default, but it'll make it 2nd and 9 as the mishandle on the snap. Caleb Lake was lucky to be able to pounce on that. Jackson find themselves pinned up against their own goal line once again. In a 7-7 game, 9 minutes to play in the first half. Axel McKinley. I always get his name wrong, too. McKinnon, split to the left. There's a handoff to Bracken Miller. Bounces it outside. Got some running room. Going to take advantage of a block. Reaches for the pylon, and I don't believe he got in. They say he did. Touchdown. Oh, boy. He got a nice block out there from Axel McKinnon. Real nice block. And a touchdown run for Bracken Miller from the 6. And it is suddenly a Green River lead now with a PAT coming up. Connor Todd will do the kicking. Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is through. And with 8:37 to go in the second quarter, Green River takes their first lead on senior night, 14-7. We'll be back with Jackson possession when we come back on the home of the Bronx, Jackson Hole Radio and KZ 95.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
Well, Jackson looked like they were going to accomplish one of the keys to the game, get off the bus. They did start the game with the game's first score, 7-0, but 2 straight unanswered touchdowns from Green River, and suddenly what you wanted to do coming in here on senior night, take the crowd out of it, and that's not happening right now.
Not happening right now.
Crowd is in it. And the other thing, the defense stopped the run. Jackson's done a pretty good job of stopping the run. It's Caleb Lake's passing, and who would have thought? But he is tearing them up right now through the air. We get ready for the kick. Set to kick off is Lillian Allison, the sophomore, back to receive for Jackson. It's Xander Witt on the far hash. Sebastian Brunner at the bottom of your screen, standing on the 11-yard line. And here comes the kick. It's another line drive roller. Castino lets it go by him, and it's pounced on, and that's as far as it'll go at the 23-yard line.
Graham Dalton.
On the recovery, Graham Dalton. Yeah, doesn't look like we're going to get any kind of deep kicks to the upbacks. Jackson has to change what they're doing. Lillian Allison simply doesn't have the leg for a full kickoff, so there's no reason to waste 2 guys back here standing at your own 10. It's never going to get there.
Get them up there a little closer.
Get everybody up and do something different on the kick receiving end.
Something to adjust at halftime.
They're certainly not kicking to any of your guys back there. I don't know if they can or just won't. Here comes Jackson, starting the ball at their own 23. Plenty of time here in the second. They trail now 14-7. Jansen, twin split left, twins to both sides, and the handoff to Jenkins. Left side, left tackle. Got a lot of green. Puts his head down, plows to the first down stick, and he'll have that and more. Pickup of 12. And he carried Hunter Finley with him for the last 5 of those yards. Good job by Jenkins, who is running strong so far tonight for Jackson. He had one big run
flag down there.
Taken back, and here's another one coming back.
Oh, man. That's not
Oh, boy.
They got off the bus, but that flag's not helping them.
I'm watching Coach White to see if he throws his headset down on the ground or something. But, yeah, that penalty is going to erase a first down 12-yard run and make it 1st and 15. Ball back at the Jackson 17-yard line. Another holding call in the Bronx. Here's Jansen now. Gets the snap and a give again to Jenkins. Same play. This time it doesn't work. They went there once too often. Jenkins slow to get up here. He got to the line of scrimmage, that's all. And he is not looking good.
He's limping off right there.
Gonna limp off. It was a knee that was bothering him going back to the Cody game. He's still not 100%. We just hope it's not that knee again. 7:52 and counting. Jackson's got a 2nd and long here. 2nd and 16. Jackson's got to throw. He's in the shotgun, the snap. Jansen wants to throw. Far side, got a man, caught. That's Xander Witt, I believe, out to the 40. And that's that quick slot slant that Sebastian Brunner's caught a couple on that. This time it's Xander Witt trying to utilize his speed. That will move the sticks out to the 40. And if Green River doesn't defend it, Jackson will do it all game long because they've done it all season long.
I was just going to say, if that's working, do it
that
again.
Quick slant, and going back to the Sam Scott days when Scott used to run that with Sadler Smith.
Oh, yeah.
There's a snap. Jansen over the middle, wide open, and he missed him. Braden Hills. Hills had nobody near him, and that pass overthrown. I think Jansen couldn't believe how open he was. But Braden Hills in that slot had found a seam in that zone in the middle, and there was nobody near him. A pass overthrown. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. Clock stops with 7:20 to go in the second. Jackson trailed by a touchdown. They took a 7-0 lead, and then that big momentum swing. At least Jackson's seen it and survived it now, so hopefully on the road they can do the same. They trail now 14-7. Here's the Bronx. Man in motion is Brunner. Fake handoff to him, throwing over the middle. It's Andrew Hanna. Hanna's got the catch, and now he loses the football.
Oh, no.
Andrew Hanna lost the ball. He had a first down at the Wolves 44, but he coughed it up right into the arms of Green River, and the turnover gives the Wolves the ball. That was the same play that Hills was open on a moment before. This time you throw to a guy who's 6'6" rather than Braden Hills, who's probably 5'6".
Can I throw it out there, though? I know
was
Hannah
a better
is a
pass.
basketball player. You get the ball, you got to get rid of the ball, right?
Yeah, Hannah made a nice catch. He was trying to run for more yards and just had the ball stripped right into it. Just sort of like a Green River player took it from him. So the turnover, and here comes Bracken Miller, left side, no room there. Lucas Grayland strung it out well, and Sebastian Brunner came up from his safety spot to make the tackle, and now Grayland is gimping, and Jackson can ill afford. That was my number 3 keys to the game. Stay healthy.
Yep.
Don't hurt yourself in this one. You're running a bare minimum on the roster. Grayland is definitely not feeling well. Looked like an ankle or something. It'll be 2nd and 9 now for the Wolves. 2nd and 10. They didn't gain anything on that.
Can I do an unkey to the games?
Unkey, yeah, good idea.
No penalties and no losing the ball.
Caleb Lake rolling right, firing, got a man wide open just across the 50 to the 49-yard line. That's Nate Mitchell, a 6'2" target. The senior hauls that one in. And he's going to be very close to a first down. Well, they don't get a great spot. No, we won't. It'll be 3rd down now and about 2 for the Wolves. Boy, Caleb Lake, and shows you anything we know coming into the game. A number 4 rushing team out of 12. And passing-wise, I think they're ranked, 10 out of 12? I have to check that. But yet they're throwing the ball with success against Jackson. I formation, Lake, second man through is Bracken Miller, and Jesus pounds the rock to the first down. He's got it across the 45 to the Jackson 44, and they'll move the sticks. Bracken Miller's a load at 210 pounds. He just put his head down and bowled his way through. Let me change the quarter. Okay. Second quarter. 14-7 Green River lead, and they're in Jackson territory again. Both teams have been able to move the ball. Jackson victimized by 2 turnovers, a pick and a fumble, and by penalties. Green River will come out in the shotgun. Caleb Lake, hands off. It's Gomez. Nowhere to go. The Bronx string this one out well. And poor Jackson Gomez, every time he gets the ball, there's just nowhere to run. Lucas Grayland was out there. And he had help from Drew Greibel, and there was just nowhere to go. He was trying to get that left corner, and he could not get around the edge. Jackson strung it out well. A lot of team speed on this Bronx defense, and it's very difficult to run anything around them. And Green River couldn't there. 5:15 and counting to go in the second. It'll be 2nd and 15. Ball just inside Jackson territory at their own 49. And Caleb Lake up under center now. I formation. Bracken Miller, the second back through. Fake handoff to both of them. Caleb Lake wants to throw. Fires deep. Got a man wide open again. Nobody near him. Sebastian Brunner, the closest guy. It's caught. First down. And again, that Jackson secondary just breaking down. That was Nate Mitchell this time. And nobody had him. If Seb Brunner is the closest guy, he's the safety. He's your help over the top, but there was nobody underneath at all. And Caleb Lake rolling right, and that was off of play action, so maybe the Bronx are getting sucked in off the run game, but Caleb Lake has found receivers repeatedly in this first half, and he's hit them all. 4:58 to go. Green River in Jackson territory to the 24-yard line. They already lead 14-7. The snap, Lake gives it to Bracken Miller. Miller looking left side, now cuts it back up inside. Got good running room before Justin Castino drags him down at the 14-yard line. And that's very near a first down. I think he's got it. He does. A 10-yard gain by Bracken Miller. And Sebastian Brunner had come up to seal the edge, and Miller saw that, and he just cut back inside. There was no Bronx there. And right now, this Jackson defense getting shredded as the Wolves have a fresh set of downs of the Jackson 14. We'll see if they can bend but not break and hold the Wolves out of the end zone. Caleb Blake under center. They give us the big Bracken Miller again. Pushes the pile across the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Yeah, they're going to spot it at the 9. Again, these refs don't like the pile moving. They don't.
It's high school. Come
Once
on.
you're in the pile, that's the last known place you're going to be, and you're down. It'll be 2nd and goal at about the 9-yard line of Jackson. 3:55 and counting. Caleb Blake under center, I formation. Bracken second man through. We'll keep an eye on him. It is Bracken Miller, right side. Got a nice kick-out block, but Jackson covers it well, and no gain on the play. Good job. Jenkins was there along with Wyatt Ross. A really nice kick-out block from Tanner Mosley, and Miller tried to cut it up inside, and he was just met with 2 more Broncs, so they stuffed that well. 3rd down now, and 5 from the 9. Green River just has to get to the 4 of Jackson for a 1st down. And here's Lake. He wants to throw. Rolling right, rushed by Hanna, has to fire. End zone, picked off, but he might have been out of bounds, and he was. So it'll just be an incompletion. And that's the first time Jackson's got some pressure on Caleb Lake all night long. And that time it worked. When you got Andrew Hanna coming towards you, all 6'6", and he puts his arms up, that's another 6 feet there. It's like 20 feet of Andrew Hanna to throw over, and Lake simply couldn't do it. And they're going to have to try a field goal here. It'll be a 26-yarder. And on to kick it is Connor Todd to try to give Green River a 2-score lead. The kick is up and no good. So the Jackson defense holds. They do their job. And the Broncs will get another crack at it. Maybe the last shot here in the first half. We'll see. We'll keep it right here with 3:07 to go in the second. Green River is up 14-7. We talk about that monster momentum, and it's certainly come the home team's way here as the Green Machine is having everything go their way, although they just missed that field goal. And the Broncs, who watched momentum unfriend them last week, need to learn how to make friends with momentum again right now. Let's see if they can. As the offense comes out.
Oh, went to...
Snap to Jansen. He's looking to throw. Far side, left side. Long shot to Xander Witt, and it's caught. Oh, my, what a pass. Oh, and Jansen put it right on the money, and that was into double coverage. As the cornerback was stride for stride with Xander Witt. He had help over the top with Axel McKinnon, and still Jansen hit it all the way out to the 49-yard line. Fake to Jenkins. Jansen will keep it himself. Breaks one tackle. Skits away from another, and now is finally down to the 41 of Green River and near another first down. It'd be just short. 2nd and inches. Jackson going no huddle.
Keep the momentum.
That's one way to keep energy and momentum going. Yeah, no huddle, keep moving. They might measure this. Green River might ask for a measure just to slow them down, and now they're going to reset the ball. Now they're definitely short. 2nd and less than a yard. Hard count there, and that drew some Green River, and I didn't see any movement on the white side. We'll see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Could be offsides, Green River, and it is. The Wolves will give the Broncs a first down with that 5-yard penalty. And the ball now at Green River's 37-yard line. Jackson's on the move. That was a heck of a – I can't tell you what a good pass that was. Jansen to Witt.
I was going to say, sorry, those at home. I thought it was a little down here farther, and I think I missed the catch.
Sorry. When that ball left Jansen's hands, I'm like Coach White. I said, no. He's double covered. Oh, good throw. Yes. After Witt caught it. He put it right the only place it could be. And Xander pulled it in. He couldn't have been any better covered. Jansen gives it Jenkins left side. He's got a ton of room and blockers. First down and more down to the 20-yard line. Jack Jenkins, I don't know what play call that was, but that was wide open. Jack Jenkins around the left side. He got a big block there from, I believe, 71. No, 57 it was out in front of him. Chris Phillips. And Jenkins rips off 20 yards on that carry. Ball down to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Sorry, the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Plenty of time, 1:54 to go in the half. Jansen, the snap. They gave us to Jenkins. Noah fake, flips it out left side to Sebastian Brunner on a quick wide receiver screen. Brunner was following his blockers, but the wall broke down, and he ends up picking up about 6, maybe 7. A decent game, but whenever Brunner touches it, you expect him to go to the house. Good game, though. 2nd and 4. Minute and a half to play. Jansen with Jenkins behind him. The snap, wants to throw. Jenkins going to tuck it and run as the pocket broke down. He didn't like what he saw. He was looking at Xander Witt, I believe, but it wasn't there. He ends up picking up a couple short of the first down. He was looking for Brunner, actually. And that play wasn't open, but a good job by Owen to pull it down and get what he could. And now a timeout by the Bronx. They'll stop the clock with 1:24. They got 2 more timeouts left. So plenty of time. Jackson trails 14-7, trying to punch it in here to end the half. Tied if they can. And Coach White will talk things over. Meanwhile, they're short of the first down, but by less than a yard. This is like a 3rd and a foot. So do you run a play designed to hit the end zone here, or do you just get that first down?
I mean, we got time. Get the first down. Give yourself a few more shots.
Yeah.
Do we have any big enough to push?
You want to get that first? Yeah, we don't.
I want another first down.
We don't have a lot of power. If you want a 1 yard and a cloud of dust, that's usually Owen Jansen at 6'5", the senior quarterback. That's how Jackson scored both their touchdowns in overtime last week. Jansen 1 yard runs. Look for a quarterback keeper here to pick up the first, or if Jackson wants to take a shot. They got twins left and right. No, it's Jansen straight ahead. Kimmy called it, and he's got a first down inside the 5. They'll put it right at the 5. 1st and goal, Jackson. They're going to hurry up here. It's time to counting, 1:20 and counting. Jansen the snap. Fake handoff to Jenkins, wants to keep it, but he's pulled down. What a tackle, no gain. And that tackle made by a blitzing linebacker, and that was Jeremiah Salmo, who came in out of nowhere and tackled Jansen for nearly a loss. Owen got back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. 52 seconds and counting. Jackson at the 5, 2nd and goal. Owen Jansen in the gun. Snap. Give to Jack Jenkins. Nothing there either. He's pulled down right away. No gain. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. In on the tackle, it was Tanner Mosley. And suddenly this Green River Wolves defense is answering the challenge. Timeout Bronx. They got 1 left. 40 seconds on the clock, and they're 5 yards away from pay dirt. Oh, boy. What do you call here? That slant pass again?
Whatever gets us in the end zone, that's what I say.
Do you dare go to the slant again? I know it's been their favorite play. Boy, this is a tough call. You got to figure Green River, the first thing Coach Kevin Cuthberg is going to say is watch that slant, cover number 1 if he's in the slot. Don't let him have that quick hitter. Jackson, meanwhile, has tried twice on the ground, Jansen and Jenkins, and neither got anything. So I'm thinking not a run play here, as you've been stoned twice. You got to put it in the air, but you got to be safe about it. And the Bronx finally done talking this one over. We'll see what the play call is as Coach David White heads them out. 3rd and goal from the 5. Jansen in the gun. Jenkins behind him. Hills and Brunner to the left. Witt and Hanna to the right. Jansen wants to throw. He's pressured. He's going to have to run. Goes up the middle, and he's got 3 to the 2, but he's short. And decision time now. 4th and goal from the 2. And it looked like Jansen wanted that slant to Brunner, but it was not open. The Wolves covered it. And they're going to give Jansen just 1 yard on that to the 4. Again, it was a case of the pile moving, which these referees have shown they're not going to. No nonsense for the pile moving. Jansen got up off the turf. He was laying down on the 2 yard line. and they put the ball at the 4. They didn't like the way that pile moved. So it's 4th down and goal from the 4. And I would imagine Bronx got to go here. A field goal does not feel good right now.
You just go for it.
You're trailing by a touchdown on the road to the bottom feeder in the 3A West. And I'm not saying anything against the Wolves. They just happen to be the last place team, still looking for that first win in conference.
Let's not let it be against us.
Boy, real dangerous situation to give Green River life here. They're going to kick the field goal. Braden Hills is on to try the field goal to make it a 14-10 game. The crowd is yelling, watch the fake. Here's the snap. It's down. The kick is up and good. So Jackson gets points, but it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, I'll tell you. So with 24 seconds, we'll stay here. Jackson now trails 14-10 to Green River. And maybe the idea of field goal here sort of stems momentum, slows it down a little bit. But if you're Green River's coach, Kevin Cuthbert, you got to feel good about that goal line stand right there and keeping Jackson out of the end zone. Red zone offense for Jackson. Coach White said coming in has to improve, and there's why.
Well, yeah, I think he just played it safe there, though. But rather get the points. We got a whole second half to go.
Yeah, when you talk about momentum swings, does a field goal flip momentum your side? I don't think so. But does going for it and not making it turn momentum full on for Green River? Probably. So maybe the idea is let's not give them more energy, more to feed on than they already have.
Like I
let's
said,
kick
go
a
for
field
the
goal.
points.
Yeah.
Go for the points. Got a whole second half to go. So
you're right. Jackson will
but
have to dial up some halftime adjustments right now. The passing game is shredding them. I'm sure that'll be addressed as Braden Hills tees it up, gets ready to kick. Look for this one through the end zone. We'll see Axel McMillan. What is that kid's name? McKinnon. Kick is to McKinnon, and he's going to catch this. No, he's not. Over his head, out of the end zone. Boy, that Braden Hills can kick. I thought McKinnon was going to grab it for a second, but it's through the end zone. So Green River will take over and probably take a knee here at home, up 14-10. They got to be feeling pretty good as Caleb Lake brings out the crew. This is not the kind of offense designed to go 80 yards in 23 seconds, although they have hit some passes here. And we'll see Jackson defensively looks like they've made some changes. And they've got Owen Jansen in at safety. I've never seen him play on defense. And they will take a knee, and that'll take us to the locker room. So, yeah, for that play anyway, Coach White not taking any chances. He put Owen Jansen out there along with Seth Brunner, and they were going safety 2. They were going cover 2 on that to make sure nothing got behind him. So the half ends. The hometown crowd likes what they see here in Green River. And if you're a Bronx fan, you got to be thinking deja vu all over again. After a 7-0 lead, the Bronx now trail 14-10 at the half. We'll be back with a halftime show. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns, and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
We're here halftime. Green River extended halftime because of senior night. They'll be celebrating their seniors. Meanwhile, the Green River's Green River Wolves football team already celebrating their seniors as the seniors have come to play tonight. Caleb Lake, the quarterback, having a great game throwing the football. He's a senior. Bracken Miller had a quiet start, but is starting to emerge in his running game. He's a senior. Jackson Gomez has not had too much success, but he's a senior as well. I thought I'd throw him in there. And meanwhile, the two receivers who have caught big passes, Nate Mitchell and Jackson Mitchell, are both seniors. So the seniors on these Green River Wolves team on senior night have come to play. Wow. I'm impressed. Green River doesn't look like a team 1-5, 0-2 in conference at all. And the Jackson Bronx still struggling on the road.
Gotta say, I mean, we had an interception and a fumble.
Yeah.
And a bunch of penalties. That's what hurt us in the first half.
Yeah, it's not something we said a lot of the Jackson Bronx this season, penalties and turnovers. They haven't come into play a whole bunch. The team has played pretty well. They've taken care of the football, and that really hasn't been an issue. But it showed up tonight for whatever reason. On the road, jitters, I don't know. But, yeah, an interception did not end up turning into points. And then Hannah, the fumble recovery, I don't think that one ended up turning into points, but it's still it's drives for Jackson. It's missed opportunities for the Bronx that have done better than the 10 points would suggest on the board. They had to settle, obviously, for a field goal. They've only punted the one time, and then the 2 turnovers. They've been able to move the ball, Jackson has. Offensively, Jenkins has had some running room. This is the best Jenkins has run all season, maybe, although a couple of called back because of holdings. Owen Jansen has thrown some real nice balls as well. So offensively, there's things that Jackson has done that look impressive between the 20s. And again, Coach White said in pregame, we got to do better in the red zone. And, it's come back to bite them here a couple of times. They had to settle for that field goal, could not punch it in. They had 1st and goal from the 5 and could not get there. And that's really been the difference. And Green River taking advantage of momentum, playing in front of the home crowd, and suddenly finding an offense. I like the way that they're just adapting, and I don't, everything I've seen out of Green River is a running team. They don't throw it much. Caleb Lake doesn't throw it much. And suddenly this looks like a different team, and it's because of what Jackson has given them. And if you're Coach Kevin Cuthbert, you say, let's start out doing what we do, giving it to Bracken Miller. And when he's not going in the first quarter, you change your identity. You start throwing, and suddenly Jackson can't cover anybody. And if you're Green River, you change your stripes right there in the middle of the game. Good adjustment by them to suddenly become a team that I haven't seen all season throwing it like that. But we did say Green River at home, they don't care. Honey Badger don't care. They just come out and they say, man, if we're losing, we're going down in a blaze of glory. And they have just aired it out. It's such a dangerous team at home. I've seen it before.
Yeah. Hey, it's only a 4-point game. That's all I'm going to say.
True.
Whole second half to go. 4-point game.
I want you to think we're going to take a quick break. I want you to be get into the mindset of Coach David White, first-year coach. You just finished that emotional double overtime win last week. You're facing a team that everybody says you're going to beat. The numbers say you're going to beat them. But you're facing this Green River team in their building on senior night, and you trail by 4 in a game that you have got to win. If you don't win this, Coach White, in his own words, doesn't matter what you do against Star Valley and Powell, theoretically, if you don't take care of this one,
that's true.
As far as playoff seeding, you got to win these kind of games. You got to beat this team and grab that conference win while you can, because no guarantee you'll get it against Powell, and probably won't get it against Star Valley if I, had to be a negative Nelly.
Yeah, you are. I'm just going to say, just like this, any Friday night under the lights.
I'd rather
just go. It could go. I'm just going to go back to like one of the first games against Douglas.
Yeah.
I mean, did anyone think that we were going to walk away with a win?
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah.
All right. So we did. So
I'm just saying I'd rather beat Green River than have to beat Star Valley. So let's do it
I
tonight.
mean, it's a little harder, Star Valley, maybe even Powell, but, it's every Friday night.
Well, let's hope that the kids don't start feeling the weight of this game. They're in the locker room or they're in the bus right now, and they're like, "Wait a minute, weren't we supposed to win this?
Right.
Wait a minute, we can't afford to lose this with Powell and Star Valley left on the schedule."
When you say that with Coach, even though he's new, I don't think you have time to think about that. Because I feel like even as a we're thinking about this game right now, not how big it is in the future.
So Coach White
it's right now.
So all Coach White is going to concentrate on when he gets in the locker room right now is say, "Why aren't we covering their receivers?"
Yeah, we're not even going to be talking about Star Valley, Powell conferences,
all right.
Green River. That's
Coach
who we're
White
playing.
better be yelling at that secondary. They got some things to fix there, and we got to get back in this. We'll be right back. It's halftime here in Green River. Jackson trails 14-10 to the Wolves. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and talk more about what Coach White ought to do in the second half when we come back. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
Good defense. This theory applies on Wyoming roads and highways just as much as on the football field or the basketball court. Your game plan should always include wearing a seatbelt, and that goes for everyone in the vehicle. Check road conditions before you go. Call 511 or download the Y.511 511 app for road information at your fingertips. Finally, put away distractions, especially your phone, so you're better prepared for the unexpected. This message brought to you by Y.Dot.
At High Country Linens Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, we've got you covered. We have cleaning supplies for all your needs, like Bona hardwood floor cleaner, brooms and mops, dusters and buffers, Swiffers and brushes, scrubbers and squeegees for every job, Murphy oil, orange oil, and Pledge for your home or office, products from the Clean Environment Company, Envirox, and bathroom cleaners from the Natural House for the safe environmental solution. For dishwashers to laundry, Cascade and Jet Dry, Dawn and Joy, Tide, Arm & Hammer, Shout, Clorox, and Bounce. And get the window cleaning tools the pros use. Spray bottles, extended washers, buckets, and squeegees for the cleanest windows. Browse products at highcountrylinen.com or call 739-1311, 739-1311, or drop in at High Country Linens Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, 335 North Glenwood Street. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And don't forget, we deliver.
Halftime, and if you're scoreboard watching and you're Star Valley, you're Powell, you're Evanston, you're Cody, whoever, and you take a look at this halftime score, you're probably a little bit surprised. Green River's hanging in there, has a lead over Jackson. 14-10, the Wolves lead it here on senior night over the Jackson Bronx as we get ready for the second half. Meanwhile, other out-of-town clashes include the game of the week. Cody, Star Valley, what's going on, Kimmy?
They are in the third, and it is 21-10 Cody.
21-10 Cody.
That's okay. When I first looked at it, it was like 21-3. So
that's about what I expect. Star Valley's a good team. I think they can give Cody a scare on a certain Friday, but it's probably not going to be this Friday.
Not on a home field advantage.
Right. Well,
other in 3A, second quarter, if we care, Douglas is up 28-7 over Riverton.
Yeah.
Warland Buffalo tied. And we got halftime in Lander, and they're winning 21-0 over Rollins. And Powell and Evanston just got started about 10 minutes ago.
Boy, poor Rollins has been getting smoked this season. Lander Valley's a pretty good football team. They've been playing well this year. And, yeah, just down the road, Evanston Powell, they get underway at 7. Don't have a score on them. So, that Powell game is, you want to keep a close eye on that one.
Weren't we talking last week, like Powell, Evanston, Green River, and Jackson Bronx are kind of...
Yeah. I mean, if Star Valley and Cody snag those first two playoff spots, that's going to leave two more being fought over by Powell, Jackson, Evanston, Green River. Now, Green River, let's, say they're the team everybody beats up on. They're out of the equation. That it's between three teams for two spots.
Yeah.
And
So on YO Preps, like right now, and they got Cody number 1, Star Valley number 2, Douglas 3, Buffalo 4, and Jackson 5. That's overall state.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so we're 5th right now. So supposedly, I mean, I know this is different here, so that should give us the favor for the number 3 spot on the West.
I mean, statistically, but the
Star
West,
Valley,
the West
yeah,
is stronger than the East. So
I know.
You've seen, like, Jackson's you want to say 3rd or 4th best team in the West, yet we beat the best team in the East, Douglas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the East is just so much weaker, and they have been for the last couple of years.
That's right, yeah.
So, fighting for those West spots, the West is the only teams that matter.
But it really does come down to Cody and Star Valley having the first 2 spots, and it's between Powell, Green River, Evanston, and Jackson, who's going to take
and we
3
beat
and 4.
Jackson. Beating Evanston was huge.
Yeah, it was a big win. This would be a big win.
You're kind of looking at Powell and Jackson that want to slide into those 3 and 4 spots, leaving Green River and Evanston out of the picture. But here's Green River winning.
Yeah, they're up by 4.
And if Green River to pull off another shocker and we were to lose to Powell, then suddenly it's a different playoff picture.
Yeah.
It's just a game you really want to have if you're Jackson tonight.
Yeah, Jackson and Powell, in a way, really need to beat Evanston and Green River. But again, 4 points, got a whole second half to go.
Yeah.
If we don't repeat what we did last Friday, because our second half was not our best half last time. But we're on the road this time, so way different.
It's good we're not in the locker room being good cop, bad cop, good coach, bad coach. I'd be like all negative. We're never going to win this game. You guys look terrible, and we probably won't win next week. And you're going to come out and say, hey, we're only 4 down, and we've played, we've given them the ball twice.
So what you're saying is the cup is half empty, and I'm saying it's half full?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Well, both teams obviously going in, making adjustments. It'll be interesting to see if Green River continues to push the ball downfield. Caleb Lake has had success throwing. It'll be interesting to see if the Bronx have shore up that secondary and figure things out defensively and then take care of that football. You've been doing things well on offense. I don't think you have to change a thing other than clean it up, penalties and turnovers, but you've been moving the ball.
Yes, Coach, keep doing what you're doing.
Jackson will kick to start the 3rd, so
we try not
Green River will get the ball. You want to do that? You are a glass. Your glass is half full, and I want to see what you're drinking. You want an onside kick. Well, I don't know.
I have updated scores.
Oh, yeah. What do you got?
I got 4th quarter. Still Cody up 21-10 over Star Valley.
All right.
Halftime, Buffalo's 21 to Worland 7.
Yeah, that's
Douglas
better.
28, Riverton 7. They've got ours updated, and there you go. Nothing for Powell and Evanston yet.
Okay.
So.
Very good. All right. Well, the band's out there, as you can see. I love it. The Green River Marching Band, who have been right in front of us in the band section out there doing their thing.
Do many schools have? I remember growing up and being part of the marching band and always performing at halftime, but I just don't feel like we see that very often.
Not that many teams in Wyoming have it. Both teams back out onto the field. Fireworks going.
Whoa.
The band is done. And, we're...
I can't...
There it goes.
Can't get it up in the air. I'd show you the fireworks. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, festive night, senior night here at Green River, and while Jackson came off the bus, keeping this crowd quiet with a 7-0 lead, they've watched Green River come back and take 2 unanswered touchdowns, and then Jackson caps off a late first half drive with a field goal to make it 14-10. That's where we are, and we're about ready to kick this one off for the second half when we come back. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
Great Northern Coffee. Jackson's own coffee roaster has been roasting and blending a wide selection of coffee since 1979. A warm fire, friendly faces, and a cup of Great Northern Coffee. Just the thing to kick off our Bronx and Cowboy teams. Try our Bronx Blend, a heavy, rich cup of coffee that will run you over like the Bronx football team. Great Northern Coffee, available at grocery stores and coffee shops around the state. Also available online at greatnortherncoffee.com.
Experience Jackson Hole like a local. Recently renovated, the 49er boasts a new lobby, extended continental breakfast, indoor swimming pool, fitness facility, and 12-person outdoor hot tub. Located on Pearl Street, the 49er is just 3 short blocks from Jackson's greatest bars and restaurants, where you'll find your home away from home. Enjoy your time in Jackson as part of the Town Square Inns and stay at the 49er Inn and Suites.
Live play-by-play coverage of Jackson Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Back here in Green River as we get set for the second half. Jackson trails 14-10, and they'll be kicking to the Wolves, so the defense going to be asked to come up big here again right away and try to hold these Wolves to nothing, limit the damage so we can get the football back. But I thought we would see the best game out of Green River that they've played all season. I thought we would. This Jackson team is, I don't want to say hated throughout the state.
Not as bad as Cody. Oh, sorry. I didn't just say that.
Sorry, Cody.
I had to. I mean, I know a couple of the Cody players, and we talked last week, and they're like, why does everyone hate us so much? I'm like, really? But, yeah, okay.
Right. But I think the way Jackson has dominated the scene the last 3 years, I think they're a team you love to beat when they come to town.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you love to beat them. And Green River searching for that first conference win.
I mean, they're coming out here the second half.
Would
They're
love to do
excited.
it.
They're ahead. Home field advantage, senior night. Yeah.
Yep. As we get ready to start the second half, Jackson's in their road whites trimmed in black and orange. If you're following audio only with us, Green River wearing the blacks with the green helmets and the white numerals. We are on YouTube and our Jackson Hole radio channel on YouTube. If you want to see the live stream, you want to join us audio only World Wide Web, you can do that at kz95.live, or you're following us on radio 95.3.
Well, I'm laughing because if you're not following us on one of those three,
well, I'm assuming one of those 3 ways you're with us, and sometimes you're moving around. Maybe you're leaving the car right now, and you're going home, and you say, "Hey, you can watch this if you want." Yeah, just say you can pull the hand off to one of your smart devices, and you can follow along any which way.
Grandparents live somewhere else can watch.
Right, tell the grandparents to tune in. We got live stream for you. Here's the kickoff ready to go as Braden Hills tees it up. He's banged every one of his kicks right through the end zone. Axel McKinnon is waiting at his own 3-yard line. You better back up some more, Axel. I don't think you're going to catch it there. And this one is bombed. McKinnon does catch it to the one and fumbles. Picks it up and now gets out to the 10, makes a 1 cut, and he's brought down immediately. Caleb Lund, I believe, on the tackle. No, sorry, that was not sure who that was on the tackle, but whoa, precarious moment there as Alex McKinnon fumbled that kick. He hasn't had a chance to catch one yet. They've all gone over his head. And that could have been costly, but Green River will start deep in their own territory, their own 14-yard line. 1st and 10 on that far hash. Caleb Lake brings him up under center. There's the snap. And the give is, not sure who got it, but that is not much. Pickup of maybe a yard. And I did not see you got that handoff, and Lake carried it himself. That might have been Bracken Miller, and he's getting up feeling not so great. Yeah, that was Miller, and he's kind of bent over. It'll be 2nd down and 9 if he got a yard there. Not much. Scoreboard showing 2nd and 16. I'm not sure about how they do math down here in Uintah County. All right. Lake again is up under center. He's got Bracken Miller, the second back through. And the handoff, no, fake to Miller. Lake wants to throw. He's got a man open, but off the fingertips and incomplete. Pass was intended for Skylar Lee. That's the first time Lee's been targeted tonight. He was open, covered by Caleb Lundy, and coming over to help was Seb Brunner. But the pass just off the hands of Lee, and it'll bring up 3rd down now and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Lake now in the shotgun. 2 receivers split to the left, bottom of your screen, 2 to the right. Lake to throw. He's pressured immediately by Lucas Grayland. Screen pass, though, set up. And Green River, a perfect time for that call. Rumbling down the right side, and the last man to beat him tackles him out of bounds. But what a screen play that was, and a perfect call at the perfect time. That is Bracken Miller, the 210-pound senior. He's going to come out for a blow here at that screen pass caught Jackson. They thought they were going to get to the quarterback. Lake played that perfectly. And that play went from their own 14 to the Jackson 35. Do the math. That's a lot of yards on the screen play. 1st and 10 again for Green River. Handoff up the middle, and that is another 5 yards before Justin Castino is in there on the stop. And that's Connor Todd getting a rare carry and a 5-yard gain. So now Green River trying to pound it out. 10:30 and counting. 3rd quarter just underway. Green River with a 14-10 lead. They received the opening kickoff to start the second half, and they've been rolling. That screenplay just ate up a big chunk yardage play. Man in motion now for Lake. I formation, second man through is Todd. He's met immediately. Neal was there first to hit him, and he's buried. No gain on that play. It'll be 3rd and 5. And a big stop by Caden Neal, 6'2", 240 junior, bolstering that left side, and there was nowhere to go for Connor Todd. And Todd says, is Bracken Miller ready to come back in the game yet? He's given away quite a bit of weight, and he's still in there. Todd just to the left hip of Lake, who's in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 left. Back to throw, got a man, incomplete. Intended for Axel McKinnon. Covered closely there by Caleb Lundy, and a pass at his feet, incomplete. McKinnon had inside leverage on Lundy, but the pass just off the mark, and that'll bring up 4th and 5 now, and you're in 4-down territory. It's too far for your kicker and too short to punt. Caleb Lake comes in with the play from the sidelines. Jackson defense trying to make a stand here and give the ball to their O. Here comes Green River. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Caleb Lake in the shotgun. Back to throw is Lake. Pressured heavily. Throws. Got a man. Caught out of bounds. 1st down at the 23-yard line. And every time Caleb Lake has needed to dial up a pass play, he's done it. That's Hunter Finley. And I believe his first reception, he was the guy targeted early in the game, and the ball went through his hands and was eventually caught by Mitchell. This time Finley hauls it in and scoots out of bounds with a 1st down. And Jackson has just been unable to get off the field on 3rd down. 9:31 to go in the 3rd. Jackson trails 14-10. And here come the Wolves. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. And again, Green River just opening up this offense. And the give is to Connor Todd. And he picks up maybe 1 off that right tackle. Again, it's Neal, it's Hannah, and Castino might have been in there as well. Not a lot of room there. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Green River. They haven't had as much success running as I thought, but boy, I never would have thought Caleb Lake would have a day like today. He's throwing it around.
He's throwing it, yeah.
He's chucking it to like 3 or 4 different receivers. Trips right again. 1 receiver to the left, 1 in the backfield with Lake, and it looks like that's Bracken Miller. Back to throw is Lake, and he's design run. No, now he's just going to scramble, gets out of trouble, throws incomplete. Caleb Lake, really elusive. Boy, he got out of a couple of tackles there. I thought maybe he wanted to run on a design quarterback keeper, but there wasn't any room for that, so he said, I'll bounce it outside, see if I can find somebody. His pass was intended for Skylar Lee, but it was off the mark. It brings up a 3rd and 9 now for Green River, and another 3rd down for this Wolves team. Their third down conversion has been off the charts. Jackson has got to make a stop here. Lake to throw, steps up in the pocket, slings one incomplete, fired into double coverage, and that ball was thrown behind and over the head of the intended receiver, Finley. And finally, Lake throws a miscue. But it is 4-down territory, and the offense will stay out there. And here comes Caleb Lake, 4th and 9. And the Bronx need a stop here. Let's see if they bring pressure. Would you dare blitz?
Do they do that in high school?
They do it in high school. Jackson never used to blitz. Coach White will dial up a blitz every now and then. Lake in the gun, back to throw. High snap has it. Pressured immediately by Lucas Grayland, incomplete. They were setting up a screen to Bracken Miller to the near side, but the pressure from Hanna, and Lake could not even throw over or through his hands or anything. Boy, they had the right play call.
Yeah.
But when you run that screen, you got to get some kind of contact on the outside rusher. You got to chip him and then go out to block. Nobody touched Hanna, and that's too much of a head start. Andrew Hanna simply made a beeline for Caleb Lake, and Lake said, I can't throw a screen pass with this gigantic guy in front of me. 14-10 Jackson trail, but they have the ball now. 8:33, defense did its job. And they caused a turnover on downs. Jackson will start at their own 22-yard line. Jansen gets the snap of the give to Jenkins, left side. That play's been money for Jackson all game long. He's got a first down or more. Across the 40, across the 45, and he's finally dragged down. Jack Jenkins with a big run, and there is a flag down, of course.
Oh, no.
Because this one came very late, so I wonder if it's on Green River. If that's a hold, that's well downfield. They're going to mark it at the 47 of Jackson. That flag came very late at the tackle, after the tackle.
And they're still talking, not going anywhere, that football.
Referee's still discussing this one. Big run for Jenkins, and it's going to be on Green River. Personal foul of some kind. This will tack on another 15, you would think. Let's see how far they march him. Ball now at the 47 of Jackson. They're going to march it off into Wolves territory. And it is a 15-yard personal foul. I didn't see what it was. It'll go down to the 38. So a costly penalty for Green River.
I'm liking that momentum
Jackson
switch.
in business. A momentum swing could be in order. Yep. Jackson's defense bent but didn't break, and here comes the offense moving the ball now. A personal foul of some kind on Green River. Snap, Jansen, and a handoff to Seb Brunner around the left side. That play did not fool Green River, but Brunner's speed made 4 yards out of it. That was a kind of a reverse. Jackson made it look like it was going to be a handoff near side. Seb Brunner came around on the fly sweep all the way from his right slot position. But Green River did a good job staying home on that far side, left side. A pickup of 4, 2nd and 6, 7:50 and counting to go in the third. Jackson on the move, courtesy of a big Jenkins run and a penalty. Have it in Green River territory. Snap, Jansen. Give to Jenkins, coming near side, right tackle, now cuts it up inside. Good move, and he's in down to the 17-yard line before he's dragged down. Jenkins does such a good job of using his blockers, being patient, and waiting for holes to develop. And they'll put this one at the 18-yard line of Green River. It's another first down for Jackson. Good run by Jenkins, who is suddenly coming alive here in this game. He's been quiet really all season, showing glimpses here and there, but this is a coming out party for Jenkins. Twins split right and left. Jenkins in the backfield with Jansen. Shotgun snap. The give is to Jenkins. No, Jansen will keep it. Fumble. A ball's out and a scramble for it. Green River has recovered. Owen Jansen coughed it up, and there to pick it up was Gage Finley, the 6'5", 210-pound senior. Owen Jansen, that's the second time he's fumbled after an option play. The fake give to Jenkins, and Jansen just didn't have a good grip on it. He was contacted, dropped the ball, and a scramble for it and Finley comes up with it, and another Jackson drive is going to be met with a turnover. The third turnover for Jackson. 1 interception, 2 fumbles now have really plagued this Bronx offense. And the defense right back out there being asked to stop this green machine. Caleb Blake up under center. Bracken Miller, the second man through in the eye. He gets the carry. Miller puts his head down, pounds into the pile, and is out to the 40-yard line before he's wrapped up and tackled by Cruz Foray. And Foray gets up limping. The ball out to the 40. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Wolves, 2nd and 4. And Green River starting to be able to do almost anything they want on offense. The first half, they're slinging it around. In the second half, Bracken Miller, the big 210-pound tailback, has taken over. Here's Miller again, right side. He's got room, and Andrew Hanna finally wraps him up, and not before he's out to the 45 and another first down. And credit this Green River offensive line. They're starting to push the Bronx around a little bit. Jackson defense been out there a lot. Maybe starting to tire, but boy, it's not fun tackling 210-pound guys in the second half. In the first half, you can do it on adrenaline alone. Second half, you kind of don't want to hit a guy that big anymore. Miller's still out there now as Lake brings him up in the I formation. Up under center, man in motion. Caleb Blake snap and they give straight ahead. That's Connor Todd this time. Todd out to midfield, that's all. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. Todd is also a senior on this Green River team. They're loaded with seniors. 5:39, 5:37 and counting. 14-10, Green River lead on senior night over the Jackson Bronx as the lights are on.
I got an update. Star Valley has brought it within 3.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, just thought I'd
That's
let you know that. Cody 28, Star Valley 25.
Caleb Lake hands off to Todd. He bounces off one tackle and is finally dragged down, but he's got a first down and more. It's Owen Jansen who made the stop, and he's out to the 39-yard line. And just the lack of healthy bodies has Owen Jansen, the quarterback, playing both ways now, I've noticed.
Oh, he's got to be a little tired, too, then.
I'm sure everybody gets tired on that Jackson team. They all have to play two-way. They just don't have a team very deep. 1st and 10 for Green River at the Jackson 39. Lake hands off. Met right away and wrapped up. No gain, maybe lost a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. And who was that? That's Connor Todd again. This time Jackson says, no way. It's Neild was in there. Tate Wiley, Lucas Grayland. This time the Giants the Bronx defensive line refused to get pushed around. 2nd and 11 for Green River. 4:25. And this third quarter getting chewed up as far as time. Jackson still trailed by 4, but Green River has the ball in their territory. Ball at the Bronx 40. Caleb Lake the snap. Back to throw. Play action. Fires near side. Got a man. That's caught. First down. It's Lee on the catch, and he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Caleb Lundy was on the coverage, but he got turned around. By the time Lundy looked back for the ball, it was too late. It was in the arms of Skylar Lee. And Caleb Lake threw that ball to the back shoulder. I think he just underthrew Lee, but Lundy didn't play it well enough. He got turned around. And by the time he looked back for the ball, it was zipped right past his ear. And Skylar Lee made the catch. Another big pass play for the Wolves. First down at the Jackson 15. Handoff is to Todd, right side. He's got a seam, and he's down inside the 10 to the 8. A pickup of 6, maybe 7 on the play. And a pretty good run there by Todd. He had a good seam off that right tackle. It'll be 2nd and 3. They'll give him 7. Todd comes out now, gets a high five from Coach Cuthbert. And a nice run by Todd. Boy, that's a good running back combination. Todd and Miller. Bracken Miller in there now. This is where he does his best work. Inside the 10. Miller gets the call, pushes the pile to the 5, where he is dragged down by a host of Bronx tacklers. And that'll be enough for a first down. 1st and goal from the 5. They'll drop the sticks there, and This Bronx defense going to be asked to put together yet another goal line stand. Well, you could surrender a score here and get back in it, but boy, it'd be nice to get a stop. So far, Green River done a good job of taking care of the football. No turnovers to Jackson's 3. There's a give to Mitchell inside. First back through it, he's in. Touchdown, say the fans, and there's the call. It is a touchdown. That's Jackson Mitchell that was the up back, the fullback on that play, and pounds his way in. Well, that might have been Nate Mitchell, 27. I know it was the up back. That was one of the rare times they gave to the fullback instead of Miller. PAT is on the way, and it is good. And just like that, Green River now leads 21-10. We'll be back with a kickoff to Jackson. You're listening and watching Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
All around the Cowboy State, schools are back in session, and YDOT would like to remind drivers to do their part to make the roads safer. Know where your school zones are in your area and slow down whenever you're nearby. Don't be distracted while driving. This includes talking on the phone and texting. Watch for buses, vans, and cars that are loading or unloading children, and never pass a school bus that has its stop sign arm extended and red lights flashing. Let's work together to make this school year a safe one. This message paid for by YDOT.
Let's get back to the live action on KZ95. Here's Jake Nichols.
Well, the Green River touchdown, their third of the game, has put them up 21-10. There's still plenty of time for Jackson to get back in this, but they got to stop giving the ball away, Kimmy.
They got to stop giving the ball away. We are right there, our time to score.
3:07 to go in the third, so plenty of time as Green River gets set to kick this off. Jackson trails by 3 scores now. And again, the Bronx have 2 deep, and that ball's never going to get to Witt or Brunner. Not from what we've seen. Here comes the kickoff from the sophomore kicker, Lillian Allison.
Oh, they're moving up.
And it's another pooch kick. And whistles before the kick. And it can be on no one but Green River. And they'll just tee this ball back. Jackson should get the ball in pretty good field position here, just from the lack of Allison's ability to kick it deep. But if I'm Coach White, I don't have 2 back there to receive. I have just 1, and I don't have them very deep. I'm going to just come up and get more blockers in on the play.
I'll say they were moving up a little bit right when they started to kick. So
Allison does not show that he's going to kick one deep. He's just hitting these line drives, or in this case, that was just that pooch kick over the first line and getting those up backs. And we'll see. Graham Dalton is here on the near side to handle the ball, or it could be Justin Castino. They're both here at the bottom of your screen. That's where the ball's headed. If you're watching the view here, if Kimmy K pans left.
I will as soon as they kick.
You've got Brunner and Witt deep, but again, the ball's not going to get there. And here comes the kick from Allison. And he boots one far side. The catch is made. Here comes the return, and that's Brown across the 40 to the 42. And it's 1st and 10 for the Jackson Bronx at their own 42. So good field position here. But Jackson's been their own worst enemy so far. 3 turnovers, something they really haven't done all season is turn the ball over and get into penalty problems. They've done it both here tonight, and you couldn't have had a worse night for it. You're already playing in hostile territory. Green River all jacked up for this one on senior night, and tough place to play. And you come in here giving the ball away.
This drive's got to be penalty-free.
This snap of the give is to Jenkins. Now cuts it back up inside. Nice cutback move. And rumbles up the middle before he's pulled down. First down, pickup of 13. There on the stop was Adrian Ruiz. And Jenkins does such a nice job using the blocks that he has and his cutbacks. It's not a bunch. It's not real flashy. It's just a quick move, and he cut that right back up the middle. and turn that off-tackle run into a 12-yard gain. Ball is in Green River territory now. Fresh set of downs for Jackson. Again, Jenkins in the backfield with Jansen. Snap and the give to Jenkins. Going to run far side, left side. And again, that lot of room. Jenkins, one man to beat. Cuts it back up inside, and he's dragged down at the 10-yard line. And again, Jack Jenkins on that sweep left side. That has been there all night for Jackson. First down, Jackson knows they have to hurry. 2:22 and counting. Jansen brings them right back up to the line. Green River's ready. Jansen in the snap. Gets the snap. They give to Jenkins right side. Not as much room this time, and he's finally pulled down. This time he might have got a yard or two at best. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 8. Jackson will huddle this time. They were trying to catch Green River after that big gain, a chunk play. They were trying to catch him off balance. Now they want to make sure about the play call. Ball's at right between the 7 and 8 yard line. 2nd down and goal for the Broncs. They've been here before and failed to punch it in. Red zone offense been an issue with these Broncs. Jansen in the gun, puts a man in motion. That's Hanna. Snap, and they give to Jenkins. He's going left side, cuts it back up the middle, and he's down to the 4, maybe the 3, but still short. Good play by Green River to bottle up Jenkins. Jenkins got what he could as he cut it back up inside. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. From the 4. That's a long way to see down here. We're kind of off center. We're off the 50.
Yeah.
I'm standing at the 38-yard line of Jackson, so that's a long way down. Jackson will call a timeout. So they burn one. Keep that in your memory. Will that come back to haunt them? But you want to be sure about this play call. But you know, in a game like this, you got to think, boy, this might come down to where you want to have those timeouts. It's 21-10. Green River leads this one. Jackson cannot afford to settle for a field goal here. They have to punch it in. And it's 4th down. 3rd down. Scoreboard operator has 4th down.
No, I think it's just 3 and 4 to go.
All right.
Yeah.
3rd down and goal from the 4. So 4 down, Terry. You got 2 plays to punch it in from the 3. That's the good news. The bad news is you haven't been able to dial up anything that gets it in the end zone from inside the 5. You just don't have that kind of running game. Owen Jansen on the keeper might work, but boy, he's fumbled the ball twice. Once he got it right back, once he lost it.
Yeah. All right, all I know is this has got to go into that end zone
Here
right
comes
now.
the Broncs. Jansen in the gun, got Jenkins to his left hip. Now a man in motion. The snap. Jensen wants Brunner, fires, and it's incomplete over his head. Brunner was well covered on that far side. That was not the slant this time. This time Seb turned it outside. It was a little up and out. And he was well watched by Alex McKinnon, and that pass over the head of Brunner and never really had a chance. He was well guarded. So now 4th and goal from the 4. And when Jackson does go to the air, it seems to be a one read only. The problem is, you want to throw the ball to number 1, but everybody in the field, everybody in the stadium knows that. And if Brunner's not open, what do you do if you're Jansen? You just can't have that one play. You got to give Jansen some options here. Get him rolling out. Man in motion is Jenkins. They're going to fire to him in the backfield, and he's hit immediately and brought down. He will not get in. Jenkins brought down at the 2-yard line. The hit and the stop made by James Hartman, I believe, out on the edge. It was a good play call. Brunner was on that left side, so you know Green River was worried about him. They sent Jenkins in motion in the flat. They fired one out to him and hoped Jack could just pick it up with his moves, but he never had a chance. As soon as Jenkins caught the ball, right there was Hartman to hit him and bring him down. So Green River with a goal line stop at the 2, and Jackson comes up empty. Caleb Blake hands off up the middle. Bracken Miller, he's got 1, maybe 2 at the most. It'll be 2nd and 8. For the Wolves. So the Broncs, another golden opportunity in the red zone and can't get it. 2nd and 8 for the Wolves. What a big stop for Green River, and that refilled the momentum bank for this hometown team. They might have been a little worried on that Jackson drive of that goal line stance, got the crowd back in it. And here comes Caleb Lake under center. 2nd and 8, 30 seconds to go in the third. The give straight ahead to Miller. Nothing there. He's bottled up, still moving his feet, however, and he's out across the 5. He's still moving the pile, but if the referee's true to form, they won't count that.
Nope.
As he finally pushes his way to the 9, but let's see where they mark it.
No.
As time running out here, that'll be the final play. They do give him the 9-yard line. It'll still be 3rd and 2, and they'll never get this play off. The third quarter ends with a score: Green River 21, Jackson 10. You're listening and watching Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Network.
At High Country Linens Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, we've got you covered. We have cleaning supplies for all your needs, like Bona hardwood floor cleaner, brooms and mops, dusters and buffers, Swiffers and brushes, scrubbers and squeegees for every job, Murphy oil, orange oil, and Pledge for your home or office, products from the Clean Environment Company, Envirox, and bathroom cleaners from the Natural House for the safe environmental solution. For dishwashers to laundry, Cascade and Jet Dry, Dawn and Joy, Tide, Arm & Hammer, Shout, Clorox, and Bounce. And get the window cleaning tools the pros use. Spray bottles, extended washers, buckets, and squeegees for the cleanest windows. Browse products at highcountrylinen.com or call 739-1311, 739-1311, or drop in at High Country Linens Paper and Cleaning Supply Outlet, 335 North Glenwood Street, open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and don't forget, we deliver.
This is KZ95 with live coverage of the Jackson Bronx.
Back to Green River High School, where the Wolves pin back in their own territory. We got a fresh 12 on the board. Caleb Lake gets rid of the ball downfield. Long pass. That's caught. This is going to be a big gainer. Sebastian Brunner cannot make the tackle, and all the way down the sidelines. Boy, when Brunner can't run somebody down, that speed, that's Hunter Finley. The 6'2", 185-pound senior Caleb Lake with a huge pass. And this is what I'm telling you about Green River. Pinned back in their own territory, 3rd down inside their own 10. And the book says you run it and you punt and you live another day with an 11-point lead. Green River's not having any of that. Caleb Lake threw it downfield, found Hunter Finley, and a big pass play has the ball down to the Jackson 15-yard line. That was a pitch and catch of 80 yards to Finley. Oh, man. Snap straight ahead. That's Bracken Miller. Pounds his way for 5 before Castino and company bring him down. It'll be 2nd and 5. Every time Caleb Lake has needed a play, and it's usually been on 3rd down, he's been able to find one. 3rd down conversions for Green River. The story of this game, Jackson's inability to get off the field on 3rd down, huge. And then obviously their offense and the turnovers, a big problem.
Yeah.
That's been the Bronx undoing. 11:15 to go on the 4th. And Green River knocking on the door again. Bracken Miller, second man in the eye, gets the carry. Dodges it back up inside. He's swallowed up by Castino along with, looked like Owen Jansen in on the tackle. What's so far away to read those numbers?
Yeah, I can finally read the scoreboard, though.
10:47 and counting, 21-10 Green River. They have the ball 3rd and 3 at the Jackson 8-yard line. Threatening to score the game. Bronx simply have to come up with a stop here, if not a turnover. And whistles, we got a timeout. That's going to be Green River wants to talk things over. They want to be very sure about this play. Coach Kevin Cuthbert calls his first timeout. Green River has 2 left. And with 10:31, the Wolves will talk over this 3rd and 3 play deep in Jackson territory. Well, the Bronx had a chance. The red zone offense sputtered. They were stopped with a goal line stop by Green River. The Wolves pinned deep in their own territory, nursing an 11-point lead. I would say nursing, but that's not what they did. They weren't they weren't counting on 21-10 to hold up. They went for it. Caleb
I wish
Lake
we would have went for it instead of got those 3.
Caleb Blake to fill. He's hit now 4 different receivers. Earlier, it was Nate Mitchell and Jackson Mitchell in the first half who did the damage. In the second half, he seemed to favor Hunter Finley and Skylar Lee. But, boy, credit Caleb Blake. On third down, he has had the answer every time. He's been slinging it around. And on 3rd and 3 here, is this Bracken Miller territory, or do you try to throw it again? Miller will line up, second man through in the eye. The up back is Jackson Mitchell. The snap and the give is to Bracken. Second man through. Miller bounces it outside. Race to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown, Miller. On a play designed to go right tackle or even inside the right tackle, Miller said, I'm going to scoop this outside. And he raced to the pylon and won it. Touchdown, Ron Miller from 3 yards out. And it's 27-10 Green River. And the Wolves will line up the PAT here. On the kick is Connor Todd. The snap's good, hold good. The kick is no good, partially blocked. And a bit of good news, 27-10. That could factor into things. Should Jackson get back in this? 17-point lead.
When Jackson gets back in this.
For Green River here in the 4th quarter.
When? You got to do it. It's got to happen.
Well, Green River has just got everything going their way, and they are jacked up right now. The sidelines jumping and pumping. The band is rocking, and the crowd is in it. Senior night in Green River. And a 27-10 lead over the visiting Jackson Bronx. Bronx haven't had too many big chunk plays. They've surrendered a few, but they haven't had any of their own. It'd be nice to get like a touchdown pass to the house or a kick return, something that goes all the way. Jackson's offense so far tonight has looked good at times, but they've done it slow, like moving the ball down the field, and then, the 3 turnovers have killed them.
You're right. I think like a really big play right now.
They need a big play.
Points on the board.
Quiet the crowd. Get a quick 7 up there right away. They can't afford to put together a 12-play drive that eats 6 minutes off the clock. They just can't. They need to score quickly. Here comes the kick from Allison, who again has not really banged them too deep. Lillian Allison, the sophomore, has it teed up. And I'm telling you, Green River would kick an onside kick here if they're the Wolves I know. They don't care.
That's true. I don't know if they can kick it that far, so you might as well do what you can do.
Can Allison kick it 10 yards?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it past them. This team just doesn't care. They just go for broke. They're going to kick it line driver, and Xander Witt scoops it up at the 20. He's to the 25, reverses field to the right side. Now cuts it up to the 30, 40, 45, 50, and Witt is across midfield and driven out of bounds at the Green River 48-yard line. So maybe the Wolves' idea of not kicking to these guys was the right idea, because Witt just burned them. Xander Witt with a nice return. He picked it up at his 20, and he gets it out to the
return.
About the 50, so about a 35-yard kick return by Witt, maybe more. They're going to mark it at the 48-yard line of Green River. 1st and 10 Jackson. They got time, but they got to hurry. Owen Jansen looking at the sidelines for the play. 2 receivers split right, 2 to the left. Jenkins to the backfield with Jansen. The snap, back to throw. Jansen looking near side. Got time, fires, got a man. It's it's Witt rather. And he's driven out of bounds at the 36-yard line. It's very near the marker.
No, that was Sebastian.
That was Brunner, sorry. Yep. And they'll move the sticks. Sebastian Brunner with a 1st down catch. He's been Jansen's favorite target all year. And a nice play there to get out of bounds, stop the clock. 10:06 to go in the 4th. Jackson down 27-10. Trying to get back into this. Now Witt, bottom of your screen, near side. 3 receivers to the right. Jenkins to Jansen's right hip. The snap. Jansen to throw. Rolls right. Got plenty of time. Looking. Just can't find anybody open. He's going to tuck it and run. Down the right sidelines. Jansen out of bounds at the 20-yard line. That's a 1st down for the quarterback. Just nobody open. Green River's gone into kind of a nickel defense where they really had everybody covered. Jansen stepped out right at the 20. 1st down Bronx. with 9:56 to play. And again, they stop the clock with the out of bounds. It's Witt and Brunner to the near side, bottom of your screen. Two receivers to the right. Jenkins in the backfield with Jansen. Jansen gets the snap, looking to throw, has time, fires, got a man. It's Xander Witt on the slant, and he's got a first down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And Jackson again moving the sticks here with ease as Green River's going into a bit of a prevent defense. Certainly the nickel package in there, and they're playing deep. Now they'll start to tighten things up, though, and this is the red zone that's giving Jackson trouble. First and goal from the 8. Jansen got Brunner on the right side. Now Jenkins in the backfield goes in motion. And the give is to Jenkins. Right up the middle. Jack Jenkins is in, I believe. Let's see the call. Nothing yet.
Just short.
And they're going to say he's down to the goal line, I believe. Oh. Jack Jenkins right there on the doorstep. And Jackson has to hurry. These are precious seconds. 9:20 and counting. Jackson right up to the line. They need 1-yard plunge here. Jansen up under center. The snap, he just plunges ahead, and he's got it, I believe. No, flags down, and they're going to say Jackson moved.
Oh, are you kidding me?
And it might be Jansen who was in the shotgun snap. He went up to take the snap at center, but he never really set himself behind the center. He was still moving when he took the snap, and I think he himself was in motion. Oh, costly. So Jansen was in, but the penalty will make it first and goal from the 5. And this is the area of the field Jackson's really struggled. They make pay dirt. Jansen surveys the situation in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Green River brings pressure. The give is to Jenkins. No, Jansen will keep it, and he's down to the 1 again before he's tackled. Pick up a 4, but precious time ticking off. It'll be third and goal, from the 1-yard line. And Jackson taking time with a play call here. Here they come, third and goal from the 1. Jansen in the gun. He's got Brunner and Lundy to the right side. Witt, bottom of your screen, near side to the left. In the shotgun. Snap to Jansen. Wants right side. Fires. Got a man. Caught. Touchdown. It's Caleb Lundy on the wide receiver screen. That worked for a yard, and that's all they needed. Touchdown, Jackson. So there's a first of 3 they're going to need to get back in this. That's 1, count it, and the PAT coming from Braden Hills. No reason here to try a 2-point. You can kick a PAT and tie this eventually as the kick is up and good. And with 8:13 to go in the game, it's 27-17 Green River. We'll bring it back. You're watching and listening to Jackson Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Gromont. Call 733-6000. 733-6000.
You're watching and listening to live coverage of Jackson Hole High School sports on KZ95.
All right, Kimmy K, what do you say? Onside kick here, or is you still feel like you got time?
Nah, onside kick. Do something a little bold.
8:13 to go. You want an onside kick at 27-17. And Green River certainly looking for the onside kick. They have almost everybody up on the 50-yard line. Just 2 up back blockers at the 40 and just 1 guy deep, Axel McKinnon, to receive. So they are looking for the onside kick. They're ready for it. I think Hills is going to pound it away, and they'll count on the defense to come up with a turnover. Hills is ready. And puts a foot to it, and he's going to pooch kick it right side. It'll be caught at the 25 and a fumble and recovery, and McKinnon bobbled it for a moment. Jackson got just what they wanted, a pooch kick. McKinnon bobbled it at his own 25, but was able to make his own recovery at the 30, and that's where Green River will start out. So a scary moment for a second for Coach Kevin Cuthbert of the Green River Wolves. He had to hold his breath, but they've got the ball. Caleb Lake, and boy, this is where I think Green River is so dangerous. They're not just going to run it up the middle 3 times. They could still throw. They don't care. Caleb Lake brings them up in the I formation. He's under center. Bracken Miller, the second man through, gets the carry. Straight ahead, pounds it down. He's got 3 before he's bottled up. Neild was there. Foray was there, rather. Castino in there. Hannah. Everybody really in the Jackson front, but a pickup of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Wolves. 7:51 and counting. And Green River in no hurry here, trying to eat clock. They're up 27-17. Jackson needs a turnover quickly, and then need their hands back on the ball again if they're going to come back in this one.
I think a defensive touchdown sounds pretty good right now.
We did one of those last week, so all right, put your order in. The short order cook has acknowledged you've ordered a scoop and score. Straight ahead, Bracken Miller, and even less room this time. He got a yard, that's all. It'll be 3rd and 6, maybe 7. He was stopped at about his own 35, and that's right where they'll put it. 3rd and 6 for the Wolves. And there's 2 plays right up the middle I said you probably wouldn't see Green River do. Here's where I think they're so dangerous. On 3rd down, Caleb Lake has found a way too often, and Jackson has failed to stop Green River on 3rd downs. Lake is up under center. Again, I formation. Bracken second man through. Keep an eye on him. The fake to Bracken. Lake wants to throw. Play action. Fires downfield. Got a man wide open again. Caught. Down to the Jackson 40-yard line. And I believe Xander Witt fell down in coverage, and that left Hunter Finley wide open. And Finley down to the 40. That's a big, big 3rd down play. And Caleb Lake got up woozy. He's being looked at by the ref, and now he seems okay. He's trotting to the sideline to get the play, but I didn't see that hit. Must have came late. No flag. Ball at the Jackson 40-yard line. Caleb Lake finds a way to get it done again. Bracken Miller checks out, and Connor Todd is in at that tailback position. You got to think Green River is just going to run it right up the middle here on 1st down and try to keep that clock rolling. 6:35 to go in regulation. Green River up 10, and they're in Jackson territory courtesy of a big Caleb Lake throw and catch to Hunter Finley. Boy, it's a long time getting this play off. And I don't wonder if this is some kind of delay of game. That took forever to get this play going. Up to the line now, Caleb Lake. Under center, I formation. Todd, second man through. Mitchell is the up back. The snap of the give is to Todd, looking straight up the middle. He's pounded by Jack Jenkins. First man to hit him, and he took a good shot. A pickup of 2 by Todd to the 38. That's all, 2nd and 8. But even 2 yards is too much right now because it's the seconds that tick off that are costly.
Yeah.
That's 35 seconds all told, snap to snap, on a run play that picks up 2 yards. It's just you can't afford it. If you're Jackson, you got to get your hands on this football. Green River breaks the huddle. 5:44 and counting. They're up 10. And again, I formation. Bracken Miller back in there behind Mitchell in the I. Caleb Lake under center. Sets him up. Lake takes the snap. They give to Bracken Miller. Left side off tackle. He's got a little bit of running room before he's bottled up. Flags come flying from the Jackson secondary. Miller got to the 35 of Jackson, well short of a 1st down, but we'll see what the Hankies are about. It would be 3rd and 5, but we're waiting to get the call. I don't like where that flag came from, and that is face masking on Jackson. Oh, boy, and those penalties, there it comes, back to haunt the Bronx. That'll give Green River a freebie 1st down. No, just short. 3rd and a yard with the ball at the Jackson 31-yard line. And this looks like Bracken Miller time, although he's not in. It's Miller time. It's Connor Todd in there with Jackson Mitchell, the up back. Lake behind center, taking his time, letting the clock run down. Snap, and they give it to the up back, Mitchell, and he's got a first down. Before he's driven back, his forward progress is enough for the first down. That was the play they ran to get a touchdown earlier, giving the ball to Mitchell, the fullback, and all eyes are in the backfield on Todd or Bracken Miller, and you kind of forget about that first man through in the eye on that quick hitter, and it worked there for a first down. It worked earlier for a touchdown. Green River's just, boy, their play calling, their offensive coordinator has really called a great game. They have run when they had to. They've thrown to 4 different receivers. They've used 2 different running backs. They've just run just about everything. Here's Connor Todd, left side. He's got 3. And before he's tackled, Castino pushing and shoving with number 50 after the plays. Those 2 exchange pleasantries. It's Tristan Drods. 4-10 and counting. A 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 for the Wolves. Ball at the Jackson 27-yard line. Green River has got a couple of players down and now a timeout for an injury timeout. 2 players down. One's tying his shoe. The other one looks like he's got something with a... They both got a shoe problem. That's Bracken Miller tying the shoe of, I believe, Jackson Mitchell, and they're all ready. So tying your shoe is a... Boy, they should charge them a timeout, and I think they will. I think they're going to charge Green River a timeout. That's not an injury timeout, certainly.
No.
There is still up on the board 2 timeouts for the Wolves, but you don't get timeouts to tie your shoe in football. Last I checked. Now they start rolling the clock, and I think they got to charge Green River a timeout there. 27-17, Jackson trail by 10. 4 minutes in counting of regulation as Caleb Lake brings him up under center. Todd, the second man through. We'll see if he gets the ball. The snap, and the give is to Todd, right side. Just carries it carefully to the 25. He was in no hurry, was he? Connor Todd was just holding the ball with both arms and very carefully escorted the football to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 2, timeout Jackson. They just have to stop the clock, and they've got 1 left. Remember the earlier one they burned, trying to decide on a play there in the goal line? No, I'm sorry, this timeout, it pointed toward Green River. And the Wolves take this timeout to discuss what 3rd down play they want to run. So Green River helps Jackson out a little bit as far as the clock, but it's only going to help if the Broncs come up with a stop here. And it's 4 down territory. You would think 2 downs to make 7 yards. 3rd and 7 for the Green River Wolves. 3:41 to go in regulation. Jackson trailed 27-17, and hopes are dimming with every play Green River runs here. This has been a time-consuming drive by the Wolves. Highlighted by the one big pass play, Caleb Lake to Skylar Lee, or was it Finley? Sorry, it was Hunter Finley. That was a big play on 3rd down. Here's Lake. The snap gives it to Bracken Miller. Right side. Miller's got a seam. Breaks the tackle. Running to the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Bracken Miller. And he made that look easy. He's a tough guy to bring down. And that playoff right tackle, he bounced it outside, and none of those guys, Sebastian Brunner didn't want any kind of piece of him. And Miller just chugged his way into the end zone. And, well, wait a minute.
I'm taking this off.
Yeah. There's might have been flags down. They pointed Green River way. Hold on.
Oh, no touchdown.
Flag down, no touchdown. So scrub Bracken Miller's touchdown runoff, and we'll assume it's holding. I didn't see the call. Ball at the 20-yard line of Jackson. 3rd and 10 now for the Wolves. Although, no, it doesn't look like 3rd and 10. It looks like 3rd and 1 according to the sideline markers. Yes, 3rd and 1 for Green River. I formation. Miller, the second man through. He gets the call, and he's got a lot of room in there before Jack Jenkins, Justin Castano wrap him up. Whistles blow as he stays on his feet. He's got enough for a first down, and his forward momentum will take him to the Jackson 16-yard line. 17-yard line make it. First down and 3:20 to go. So the Wolves all but sealing the deal now with this long drive. Green River looking for their first conference win. Caleb Lake up under center, letting the time tick away. Keeps an eye on the play clock. He's got Mitchell, the up back. Bracken Miller behind him. The snap and the give is to Miller, right side. Gets away from one early hit by Jenkins and ends up picking up a good 5 yards. In the backfield was Jack Jenkins. Had a shot at him but couldn't make the tackle, and Miller turns that into another 5. He's down to the Jackson 14-yard line. Well, they gave him just 3, I guess. 2:32 to go in regulation. Again, the Wolves milking clock here. Lake brings the play in from the sidelines. The Jackson Bronx players, all hands on hips on defense, look pretty tired. Defense been out there a majority of the night. And I formation. Second man through is Connor Todd. Cuts it outside. Now back up inside. He's down to the Jackson 7-yard line. And very near a first down, but I think he's short. Yeah, the spot not as good as I thought. They'll put the ball at the 9. So 3rd down and 3 for the Wolves. Minute 50 and counting. And again, 4-down territory. Green River's just going to grind it out. 2 more run plays here will bring you down to under a minute. And whether or not you score, you've got a 10-point lead with less than a minute to go. Yeah, Green River's just grinding it away. Credit the Wolves. They have not turned the ball over at all tonight. And Jackson has 3 times. The give is to Connor Todd up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, Todd. And there's going to be flags. Sebastian Brunner throws Todd down, and he gets a talking to from one of the Green River players. Seb Brunner is upset. He threw down the running back, Connor Todd, when he was in the end zone. Didn't really have to do that. Nate Mitchell of the Wolves went over to talk to Brunner and said, that's not cool. Flags fly. That's going to be a penalty on Jackson. It'll be enforced at the kickoff, and Green River is in the end zone again. Point after coming up here from Connor Todd, the guy who just ran the ball in. He'll try to jack on another one. And here's the snap. It's good. The hold is good. The kick is partially blocked and missed. No good. So, with 1:24 to play in regulation, Green River with a commanding 33-17 lead over Jackson. We'll be back in a moment. You're enjoying Bronx football on KZ95 and the Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
At High Country Limit's paper and cleaning supply outlet, we've got you covered. We have cleaning supplies for all your needs, like Bona hardwood floor cleaner, brooms and mops, dusters and buffers, Swiffers and brushes, scrubbers and squeegees for every job, Murphy oil, orange oil, and Pledge for your home or office, products from the Clean Environment Company, Envirox, and bathroom cleaners from the Natural House for the safe environmental solution. For dishwashers to laundry, Cascade and Jet Dry, Dawn and Joy, Tide, Arm & Hammer, Shout, Clorox, and Bounce. And get the window cleaning tools the pros use. Spray bottles, extended washers, buckets, and squeegees for the cleanest windows. Browse products at highcountrylinen.com or call 739-1311, 739-1311, or drop in at High Country
Live
Linen's
play-by-play
paper and
coverage
cleaning
of
supply
Jackson
outlet.
Bronx sports continues with Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Well, Green River is rocking tonight on senior night as the Wolves get set to kick off with that penalty on the touchdown run assessed to the Bronx. It'll put the ball at the Jackson 45 for this kick. So the kicker, Allison, can finally kick one, pooch one, and actually kick it to the end zone. Lillian Allison is in to kick at the Jackson 45. The Bronx likely going to be pinned deep in their territory here. 1:24 to go in regulation, 33-17. The Wolves handling things here at home as Jackson scored the first touchdown of the game, and after that, really, it's been all Wolves.
Yeah.
Allison ready, puts a toe to it, and it's a high kick, trying to hang it there for coverage to get there. Taken by Xander Witt, going right side, looking for some blockers. Picks up a couple and now gets it out to the 30-yard line. That's all. Good return, considering the coverage was right down there on him when he made the catch. 1:15, Jackson will take over on offense. And again, the Bronx been able to move the ball at times today, but penalties and turnovers have been their demise.
It's been their demise.
Oh.
Twice we were close to scoring. Actually, 3 times. 3 turnovers, turnovers.
Jackson, the ball at their own 29-yard line. They've got 75 seconds to work with and 71 yards to go. Jansen in the shotgun, snap, wants to throw, flushed out of the pocket, steps up in the pocket, throws deep right side and over the head of everybody. Looking for Brunner out there, but he was well covered. Green River has the dime package in now. Everybody in the secondary, and they are making sure nothing gets behind them. 33-17, Green River leads, 2nd and 10 for Jackson. 1:10 to go. And 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. That's Witt and Brunner here to the near side of your camera at the bottom of the screen. Jansen, the snap, back to throw, looking near side. Whistles blow. He wanted Brunner, but Brunner was blanketed in coverage there, and the pass thrown incomplete over the head.
It was a false start on Jackson.
False start. Corbin Cuthbertson was in coverage on Brunner. That's the coach's son of that play. He was right with Brunner. So Coach Cuthbertson bringing in some new faces right now. And I saw Sebastian put an arm around him in coverage and say, you know, good coverage, kid. You were right with me. So 2nd and 15 for the Bronx after that penalty. Back to throw, Jansen. He wants that same play. This time to Witt. Pass caught. And Witt brought down at the 42-yard line. Sandwiched there by Cuthbertson. By 27-7. Nate Mitchell and Damian Holmes on the tackle. But that pitch and catch slant pass, good for Jackson, good for a first down. Here they come again. Jansen to throw. Near side. Wants it all. Fires to Witt. Overthrown. Incomplete. He was covered closely there, stride for stride, was Damian Holmes in the coverage. Jansen wisely just threw it away out of bounds. 2nd and 10, 48 seconds left. And obviously no chance for Jackson to get back in this, but important reps right now for your quarterback, your receivers. Work on that 2-minute drill. Work on your timing if you're a quarterback. Where are my receivers? How do I make my reads? Here's Jansen over the middle. Got Seb Brunner, and he's brought down immediately by the coach's son, Cuthbertson. Pickup of 9, 2nd and 1. 3rd and 1, rather. 30 seconds and counting. Jackson right up on the line again. Hurry up offense. Owen Jansen still with Jenkins in the backfield. Twins left and right. Back to throw. Far side this time. Slings it past. Caught. Lundy pulls it in and gets down to the 35-yard line. And with 20 seconds left, Jackson has another first down at the Wolves' 35. Again, Green River really relaxing that secondary, allowing the catches in front of them, but nothing behind them. Jansen trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Snap, Owen back to throw. Jansen looking, has time, flush for the pocket, moving right, flags down, holding Bronx maybe. Jansen keeps it himself down the right sideline, scoots out right at the first down marker, and for now has a first down at the 25, but we'll see what the flag's doing. That is on the Bronx, another costly penalty. And there's been a bunch of those. Holding, as Jansen was kind of scrambling for his life there, and it's all going to be erased. Final play of the game coming up with 5 seconds to go. Jackson trail 33-17 to the Green River Wolves here on senior night in Green River.
Kind of glad I'm not keeping statistics, though. We've lost a lot of yards with those penalties.
Oh, penalties. Yeah, been costly. Certainly the turnovers. 2 fumbles, both lost, and the interception. Jansen to the snap, and the final play as he drops back, has plenty of time. Everybody in coverage. Jansen slings one, wants Brunner, and incomplete. Seb saw the train coming and did not try for that, as that ball was overthrown just a little bit, but he heard footsteps coming from number 27, Nate Mitchell, and he said, I don't think so. So incomplete, and that's how it ends here in Green River. Wow, these Wolves pull off a little bit of a shocker. I gotta say that they upset the Jackson Bronx. Final score, Green River 33, Jackson 17. We'll come back and wrap things up. Stay with us. Bronx Postgame Show coming up on KZ95 and Jackson Hole Radio Sports Network.
Jackson Lumber, the board store, Jackson's oldest business and only true lumber yard in town. Jackson Lumber's hardware people are the best in the business, and they do it right the first time. Jackson Lumber works with people who make a living building, so the tools they sell are definitely the best hand tools and power tools available, with names like Vest Tool, Milwaukee, Makita, Skillsaw, Senco, Fine, and DeWalt. Jackson Lumber, the board store at 130 South Grovemont. Call 733-6000. 733-6000.
Here's your voice of the Jackson Bronx, Jake Nichols on KZ95.
Well, some of the keys to the game we talked about before the game, Jackson executed, some they did not. A couple of things we didn't see coming, turnovers. It hasn't been a problem all year for Jackson. It was tonight. 2 fumbles, both of them lost, an interception, and that was painful. And then penalties. Jackson has not been a very penalized team really this season, and they were tonight at all the wrong times after it seemed like every big play. Penalties and turnovers really killed the offense. And then for Green River, give credit to them, their offense. Caleb Blake had a heck of a game at quarterback. He's my Century 21 relentless athlete of the game from the Wolves side anyway. C21JH.com when you need a relentless real estate agent on your behalf. For Jackson, Jenkins. Jack Jenkins had a good game at running back.
He did have a good game. I
had some
like
big games.
2 or 3 names in my head.
Some called back because of penalties. I thought Jack Jenkins had a good game at running back. He's a relentless athlete of the game for Jackson. But, boy, the final score just not going Jackson's way. And they remain winless on the road. That's been a problem, winning on the road. You would have thought last week winning that double overtime game that went a long way to helping the confidence of this team, to helping the Jackson Bronx when they were in these kind of close games and hostile territory. But it just didn't seem to pay off tonight. They really melted.
I'd still say that, though, we didn't play bad. They played a really good game. It was literally those 3 turnovers and the penalties that really hurt us the most. I mean,
Right. Yeah, we don't want to make excuses with injuries, but Aiden Graylin would be in the secondary for Jackson if he's healthy. So would Thomas May as a linebacker. I believe he's been playing linebacker corner. So, with 2 guys out, it was just too many receivers open for Caleb Blake. Bronx have been able to get pass pressure on opponents all season. They really didn't get to Blake at all. They never sacked him. Hannah hurried him a couple times, but that was it. I mean, Lake had time to make plays, and boy, did he. And
even that one time he got pressured, he really made that play.
The inability of Jackson to get off the field on 3rd down killed the defense, and that secondary just leaving men open. Caleb Blake slinging it around to 4 different receivers, had a heck of a game. So credit Green River, they get it done as senior night, and they improve their overall record of 2-5, conference record of 1-2. Jackson falls under 500 again. They're now 3-4 and 1-2 in conference, and it makes that next week's game real big against the Powell Panthers. Wow. That'll I think that will do it for us. Yeah.
Do you want me to give updates on the scores?
Oh, yeah.
before
What do
we
you
head
got
out
for
of there?
scores? Sorry.
And they're just going to say Cody, of course, ended up a win, 35-25 over Star Valley. Final score, Buffalo 49-7 over Worland. At half time, it is Powell 21 and Evanston 0.
Oh, wow. Powell might be tougher than we thought. We see him next week.
Yeah.
Woo, baby. Well, things just got a lot more interesting as Jackson fails to take care of business here in Green River. They lose 33-14 to the Wolves on senior night for Green River. Tonight's action brought to you by Jackson Lumber, Jackson's original board store. The town square inns of Jackson Hole, including the Antler Inn, Elk Country Inn, Cowboy Village Resort, and 49er Inn and Suites. Great Northern coffee. Check out their Old World roasting style. It makes all the difference. And Wyoming Department of Transportation, keeping our highways safe. From Green River, Wyoming, for Jackson Hole Radio Sports, I'm Jake Nichols alongside Kimmy Kays. We'll see you down the road. Good night.
Good night.
To you and yours from Green River.